Hey guys, what's up? Fat Mike here, really quick, coming at you to talk to you guys about 52 Sports. All of our shows across the board are not possible without our awesome list of sponsors. Our list of sponsors are the Jonathan Darren Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen, Mark Berardi and Associates out in Homer Glen, White Oak Farm Venue out in Michigan City, and also State Farm, ran by Susie Sheehan, down in downtown Lockport, located at 16610 West 159th Street. These guys make us do this, all right? And it's awesome to have these guys as our sponsors. And I You are listening to 1252 Sports Entertainment. Parental discretion may be advised.
Woo! It's about that time. Fat Mike, Chicago Sports. Yeah. Finally here. Shot City Sports is right here. Updates on news, get it here. No rumors, cause we keep it real. Fat Mike. Sit back, relax, sugar beer one of them nights.
Hey, this is Carmen DeFalco from ESPN Chicago, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Sports Show.
Hey, this is Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hi, this is Jesse Rogers for the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Merkin, the longtime White Sox beat writer for MLB.com and proud graduate of the University of Michigan. You're listening to me on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
This is Chuck Arfine, and you are listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. It's the best.
Hey, what's up? This is Greg Braggs Jr. from Braggs in the Stands, and you're listening to my guys on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. Boom!
Hey everyone, Freddie Huebner from ESPN 1000. Great to be on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Dan Zaborski, senior writer for Fangraphs, and you're listening to Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
I'm JJ Stankovitz from NBCSportsChicago.com and the Undercenter podcast, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey Sparkle, you know what I listen to? It's the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show with my guy, Fat Mike. Did you listen anywhere else? No jock. Listen to Fat Mike. The Fat.
What's up, everybody? It's Angelo Ace Camacho, Fat Mike's partner in crime. Right now, his internet's a little choppy. We're trying to get that fixed over on his end. But you're here with us, another episode of the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. We got a big show planned for you guys, man. We have Mark Giangreco. For those of you that follow Chicago sports, you know who he is. And we also have our guy from Kap J Hood. J Hood's joining us at 7:30, I believe. But for right now, I mean, how you doing, Mike? Are you back with us?
I don't know if I'm here or not. Can you guys hear me or no?
It's a little choppy on my end. Oh, hey, you're on mute.
I'm here. Good
Hey,
Lord.
what's up?
Wow, what a great start.
It's all right. It happens. Technology, man.
Yep.
I'll tell you.
You gotta love it, Angie. Gotta love it, man. How have you been? I haven't got to talk to you a lot lately.
I know. Since the last time we did the sport court, you and I haven't been on screen together, so it's been going, man. Life's busy like usual. How are you?
I'm great. Just living the dream over here every day.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Well,
every day.
I don't know if Mike's gonna jump back on with us here in a minute or if he's gonna restart his stuff real quick. But we got a pretty good show, man. You know, we got Jay Hood's going to be joining us in about 15 minutes, and I'm pretty excited to talk with him. I'm a big fan of Hood, Kap J Hood, weekdays, 7 to 10, ESPN 1000. You know, Jay Hood's kind of like me, man. He's got a lot of the same interests I have, where, you know, he likes Chicago sports. He's a big wrestling guy. He does that Tuesday Wrestling Tuesday podcast, which is pretty sweet. You know, Vince and I have been talking for a while about wanting to do a wrestling show, so I'm gonna bring it up to him about, you know, possibly jumping on with us when we get that rolling.
Definitely got to do that.
But hey, let's get the conversation going, man. Just you and me, I guess, till Mike gets back. The Cubs, the Mets beat them yesterday. It was a close game, though. You know, they battled for sure. I don't know how well they're going to do tonight, though. DeGrom's just a monster.
I'm not very optimistic with DeGrom on the mound either.
Not only does he just keep people from getting on base, the dude drives in, runs himself. So
yeah, he does.
It's going to be a tough challenge. They're losing right now 3-0, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. I checked a couple minutes ago.
Yeah,
you know, it's weird that. I hope they have to play every playoff game if they get there at Wrigley, because my God, when they go away from Wrigley, they are not the same team.
Mm-hmm.
They just aren't. I just can't wrap my head. Well, for me, I still don't understand how this team's even as good as they are, because I didn't pick them to even be close to this. But, you know, we are where we are.
Right.
And I still think, and I've told you this before, I don't think this is the year for them to buy anything. I think they just need to sell. I think they need to start trading off stuff before something happens at the end of the year. They're out, and then they're out Bryant. You know, they're probably out Rizzo. You know, you're not going to get anything for these guys. So why
we
not
talked about it before, man. Like, I know Chris Bryant. So, yeah, you're in first place, right? But is it really first place? I mean, it's an NL Central that's just really not good. No. You know, you got the Brewers and
the Brewers are a little hotter, but
they got some pieces back. Christian Yelich is playing better. Their pitching is a lot better than it was.
Yeah, there he is.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Sweet Pete, man. I'm telling you what, I am gonna ream DirecTV a new asshole tomorrow. I swear to God.
Oh boy.
All good.
Am I okay right now? You guys hear me?
You are 1,000% better.
A lot better.
This is
you were like doing the robot over there.
Dude, I hate this. DirecTV, let me tell you something. The whole reason I keep on DirecTV is to keep my NFL Sunday ticket. It's Jinx, owe me Coke. Jinx, owe me Coke. I swear to Christ, man, that's the whole reason I keep on the DirecTV.
You don't need that. And
I'm done. I'm done.
You can
now every time I call them. Every time I call, they send me to I'm not trying to be a dick. All right, but they send me to somebody who doesn't know a lick of fucking English. All right, and it's I can't understand what they're saying. They can't understand what I'm saying. They're always asking me, "Excuse me, sir, what did you say?" And I understand that. And then everything else they say, I can't understand what they say. Yeah. So it's like, oh man, I'm done. But now my internet, this is the worst, dude. I'm literally on a hotspot on my phone right now. Is what I'm running off of right now.
Well, let's hope that hotspot stays hot.
And Chubbs agrees with you.
That's right, because Chubbs is
DirecTV can eat my fat, hairy Polish ass, dude. I swear to God. I swear.
Our buddy Terrence, too, is here. Hey,
what's up, Terrence? What's going on, homie? Oh, man, they're fucking – I'm telling you, man, they're fucking terrible. So what are we talking about?
We'll get sponsored by DirecTV.
You know what? That's fine. In fact, I want to you know what? I'm gonna go as far to say this. I'm gonna go anti-sponsor with DirecTV.
All right, I like it.
Once a week, I am just going to shit all over DirecTV. and be like, you know what? You guys fucking suck. You guys suck. Fuck, I didn't pay my Shut the fuck up, Chubbs. All right,
I love
didn't
Chubbs.
pay my internet bill.
I love Chubbs.
But no,
But yeah,
I'm serious.
DirecTV is garbage, man. I had it.
It's the worst,
strictly
man.
because of the NFL Sunday ticket. When I had it, it
rid
was
of it.
free for the first year, and then my prices jacked up, and the Bears had so many primetime games that it almost wasn't even worth it for me. And I think you need to just get rid of it, find another way to stream.
I stick with Clear Choice, man. I get every NFL game. I can watch 4 games all at once. I still get Red Zone. I get all that stuff.
Alan, plugging away,
And
baby.
I pay like 1/10 of what you pay, probably.
Yeah, DirecTV is.
I'm going. That's it. I'm going.
But we were. Alan and I were just getting into the Cubs being buyers or sellers at the deadline because this team wasn't supposed to be as good as they are right now. And Alan and I kind of think that it's a little misleading, right? Because
I'll explain one day, Chubbs. Don't
Go ahead,
Angelo. We're not doing it
Chubbs is
today.
derailing the show on this Clear Choice shit.
we think that the Cubs are a little misleading right now. Yeah, they're in first place, but they're also in the NL Central. That's not that great. Brewers have been playing a little bit better, but Hoyer said that he's looking to add that they'd like to be buyers, but I just don't see how when you play teams like the Mets right now, right? Like they're getting destroyed by DeGrom, which most people do. But we've talked about this before. Mike, do you really think that this team is a team that's going to make any noise in the playoffs?
No, me personally, no. They're not a team that can make noise.
So then what's the point of buying?
Angelo, we talked about this last week, and this team, as exciting as they are fun to watch, even though that what they are. Okay, and this is something, they told us what they were when they went off and sold off. When they went out and sold off Hugh Darvish.
Yeah,
okay. I mean, they told us
absolutely.
what they were. We're sellers, guys. We're in this. We're trying to rebuild here. Not rebuild. They didn't use rebuild. They used retool. Thank you.
Right,
Alan.
retool.
And that's kind of what they're doing here. All right. Okay. Is it fun to watch them be in first place? Yes, definitely. For sure. Is it fun watching Kyle Hendricks go out there and play a little bit? Yeah. Is it fun watching guys like Jake Arrieta kind of be reminiscent of the old Jake Arrieta? For sure. Is it fun watching
for a little bit?
Yeah.
Is it fun watching Craig Kimbrell find his form again like he was with the Braves and like he was with the Red Sox? Yes.
I agree with that.
Of course. Yes. All right. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Right.
But like I said last week, guys, man, I'm telling you, this team does not have the rotation to go in head to head with a team like the Mets, with the Braves, or like who's out west? San Diego, the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, the Giants right now are playing.
The thing
out
is
there.
this pitching
Talk
staff
really quick. Can I bring up one thing uncub related? Sure. Everybody who's listening to us right now, and even you guys, go look at the year that Buster Posey is having this year. He has been absolutely fucking phenomenal. Finds the fountain of youth and is carrying that fucking team on his back. All right, like he has been absolutely unbelievable. Brandon Belt and who's that little Brandon Crawford have absolutely had resurgent years. And if comeback player of the year isn't Buster Posey, I don't know what the fuck the MLB is doing. I just wanted to say that really quick because
Buster Posey
he's been unbelievable.
I forget how old that he is. He's been in the league for a while.
Yeah, dude, he's unbelievable.
And I always keep hearing about him, always possibly being traded. I've heard him in so many trades. And then he never goes anywhere, and then he just shows up. And that's why he's always in these trade rumors, but he never leaves.
So I want to bring this up really quick. I love Chubbs. He's a good guy here over with us over at 1252. He says that any team can win at home and win half the games on the road can win in the playoffs.
He also just said Rizzo hit he just hit a home run too.
Good. I got him on my fantasy team, so that's probably going to make my shit glitch because I'm going to get an update. All right. But anyways,
your horse and buggy across your internet's not going to.
Yeah, fucking internet. My tin can.
Water power. He's got a little water wheel on the side of his house.
I'm telling you, man. But no, listen. I understand what Chubbs is saying that any team can win at home. Yes, of course. Home field advantage is a big advantage. All right. But in the playoffs, man, it's a whole different monster. It's not like going out to San Diego in June. All right. It's not. That's not the case. You go out to San Diego in June, that place is going to be fucking packed and roaring and ripping and roaring. It's different, man. It's just a different feel. Playoff baseball, yes, anything can happen. I've watched some crazy shit happen in playoff baseball. I watched the Boston Red Sox come down from 3-0 against the New York Yankees in 2004, come back and win the fucking series.
Did you ever see that 30 for 30? Or what was
it? Of course.
Dude, it's such a good 30 for 30.
Of course. But no, like anything can happen. But look at that Red Sox team compared to this Cubs team. That Red Sox team had Curt Schilling, Josh Beckett, Pedro Martinez. All right.
Johnny Damon,
Manny Ramirez, Big Papi.
You had legends.
All right, you had some fucking key players on that team, man.
Yeah.
All right, you had some big guys on that team. The Cubs, I mean, just with the first three, that's all I did was mention three pitchers: Josh Beckett, Pedro Martinez, Curt Schilling. Name one pitcher that's on the Cubs that's as good as any of those. Thoughts on them? Just saying.
That was one of my. That's one of my
John. We're gonna get to the White Sox here in a minute.
That was one of my questions for Hood when he jumps on with us.
Right.
See, and here comes Chubbs again with having faith and all that. It's early, yeah. And for me, early means early success, and it's just going to snowball downhill.
I will say this: Chubbs did say when I thought the Clippers were out of the playoffs last round, he was like, no, they haven't shown up, and then they came back and they won.
Well, it's not going to happen now.
Chubbs is a bright guy. He knows.
Yeah, now Kawhi is out Game 5, man. What the fuck?
He's out the whole series. He tore his ACL.
They called him for real?
They tore his ACL from what the reports were saying.
Yeah. I heard that he was out just for Game 5.
I heard that he could be potentially the series.
Yeah. Oh, if he tore his ACL, he's out the whole playoffs. He
won't be back.
Shit. Well, how about Chris Paul getting the Coco? Chris Paul getting the Coco, that's a big no-no.
I don't know, man.
I mean, fuck.
He didn't
this
test
guy
positive, right? They're just doing this as precaution.
Well, he's under protocol.
It's indefinite return,
way. Yeah, so protocol is their way of saying it without saying it. Like it's the same thing with Zach Levine had. They didn't say Zach Levine had COVID. They just said he was under protocol. They won't just say he has it.
Oh man. That fucking guy can't catch a break, man.
No, he can't.
I love.
Well, the good thing is that I think this Clipper series is going to go 7 games.
And not if it without Kawhi Leonard.
I mean, what is it now? 3-2?
They're actually tied 2-2 right now.
2-2.
Okay, so
they've got Donovan Mitchell back. They've got Rudy Gobert. You've got a pretty tough Utah team that can.
Kawhi Leonard has a knee sprain. It's not an ACL. Yeah. I got a question
maybe he
for
comes
you guys.
Back for Game 7, and
I got a question for you guys. And before I get to this question, let's do a quick little word from one of our sponsors. Alan, cue up the Nick and Ivy sponsor. Hey guys, really quick before we cue up the sponsor, this weekend, guys, the 17th, 18th, or the 18th, 19th, and 20th. Fat Mike beer is being released. I'm so excited about this. I actually got a beer named after me. Can you guys fucking believe this? I'm gonna be up there hanging out with everybody. Make sure you come on up there and hang out with us. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna be up there all weekend. There's other beers to choose from. Lots on their tap list. They got a bunch of good stuff. They got a new beer called Canal Water. They got the Lake Life up there. They got the hops you should know. They have Snow Oasis. I mean, I can name all their beers on their tap menu right now. That's how much I love this place.
Never had a bad one.
I know. I've never had a bad one. Exactly. But this week they are releasing the Fat Mike beer. It's going to be a big old party time up there. So make sure you guys come on out. They're located at 1026 South State Street. And Alan, go ahead and play the quick little clip from those guys.
Hello. This is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show, as well as the 1252 brand, because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend, or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. manager. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's Nikivy brewing.com. Come in today for fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
All right.
The question that I wanted to ask you guys, since we were on the topic of basketball here, okay?
1 second, though, Mike. Hold on. Breaking news.
Okay.
Jake DeGrom out, right shoulder soreness in 3 innings.
Oh,
you think it's because he's not using sticky stuff?
Nah, that could be.
Because didn't that one guy?
That's what Jeff Passan just tweeted, that he has right shoulder soreness.
Yeah, man.
After throwing 3 perfect innings, so
I want to talk to Jay Hood about this. So
floodgates could be opening for us tonight. Maybe we get lucky.
Breaking news!
What are the odds, dude? That's such a 2021 Cubs break, right?
It is.
Like there's no way they normally would.
That's the fucking problem, though, dude. That's the problem
I
with
hate
this
about
Cubs
this
team.
team. Yes, agree. But Mike,
that's the problem
you
with
can
this
go back
Cubs
to the
team.
you can go back to basketball. I just
go back.
No, really quick. But that's the problem with this team is they keep on fucking lucking in. They keep on falling into luck, and it's gonna break all of our hearts. Is what it's going to do.
Right, because it's going to be the same thing in the playoffs. They're going to face good pitching. Well, who knows now? Well, who knows what pitcher is really that good anymore? Because everybody's using this stuff, and now all of a sudden you can't use it.
It's not lucky; it's destiny.
Right.
I can't remember who I heard last night. There was somebody last night complaining that they got hurt because they couldn't use that stuff.
Yeah, it was that glass. He was on the Rays, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah. Like he was complaining about it, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry that you can't cheat anymore. Oh,
so hold on. Here's the thing. I don't think that. Like, I understand it's technically cheating, right? But when you cheat, you do it to gain an advantage over other people, right? And if all the pitchers are doing it, then no pitcher really has an advantage over another pitcher.
But supposedly not all pitchers are doing it.
Yeah, okay. Just like supposedly not everybody was juicing in the late 90s.
Yeah,
I mean, I think if you're baseball, like I don't remember if I heard it on the radio or if I heard it on something on Facebook. You find something that you regulate to be used for pitchers to have grip and allow all the pitchers to use, hey, this is what we're going to use. If you want to use it, you can use it. Because it's not a big deal when most of the hitters that have come out and been on the side of, well, we'd rather the pitchers have better control. And Mike didn't like that take. So he said, I'm out of here. But the hitters are happier that the pitchers had better control.
Let's just let them use steroids and let them use sticky stuff. Let's just.
Is the game better? Is the game more fun to watch?
I mean, remember those 90s? I mean, yeah, for us, we're a little biased, obviously, because we had Sosa.
We had Sosa, right?
So, like, for us, though, like, it was great. But for other people watching, maybe not so much. But as far as I knew, that's what brought baseball back in the 90s.
And, yeah, steroids are they help with power, right? But in baseball, you still have to be able to watch the pitches, make contact. Like, there's more than just, hey, I'm really strong, I can hit a baseball out of the park when you're hitting it.
Yeah.
Okay, damn it. Okay, the one question I wanted to ask before we bring on Jay Hood here is I don't mean to be bouncing back and forth between baseball and basketball, and I apologize.
There's a lot going on.
I'm surprised you're talking basketball on.
Because this pissed me off. Me off. Excuse me. So I'm a big fan of this kid on the Suns, this Devin Booker. I don't know if you guys have been watching this because this kid's been a fucking baller, right?
Yes.
And listen, Chris Paul, I mean, he ups everybody's game. I'm not going to lie. He ups everybody's game. I get it. Chris Paul's a stud. Anybody who plays with him is going to be up that much more, right?
Yep.
Devin Booker. I want to ask you two this. Who's the better player, Devin Booker or Zach Levine?
Devin Booker.
Right now, Devin Booker.
He's better than
he's
better than Zach Levine tomorrow at the end of the season, starting next season.
Okay. That's it. No more. Is Devin Booker an all-star?
Yes.
He should have been, yes.
Is he a superstar?
Not yet.
He's budding.
This playoff run, I'll tell you right now, if he can average the points he averaged last series through the whole playoffs, yes, he will be in
We
that.
were. I've been arguing this with my buddy Paul. He goes
So
off
Chris
of player
Paul-
efficiency. He goes
Chris
off of player
Paul is
efficiency.
turning him into that. Like Chris Paul's turning him into a superstar. He's teaching him how to be better.
Chris Paul is what?
So Chris Paul is basically teaching Booker how to be an all-star, how to be a superstar.
Right.
He's learning from Chris Paul. He's going to be there. He is. It's like Donovan Mitchell kind of was last year.
Yep.
And this year, you saw Donovan Mitchell really take that next step up. You're going to see the same thing with Booker. I mean, you are right now, but,
Right.
you know, after – because he's not going to have Paul very much longer. He's going to have him maybe next year, and then he's going to have to take over his team. But
I would love to talk with J Hood because he's the basketball guy, right? He's got the basketball podcast.
Yes.
I would like to know his thoughts on this younger group of talent that's rising up right now, and if that's going to hold the NBA over until they get like another LeBron type,
Well,
you know what I mean, or Michael type.
if you want to ask him, I got the man right here, ready to go. Looks like he's staring off at
Our
something.
guy,
We'll get him in here.
Jay Hood,
Hopefully
let's
he's
bring him
paying
on here.
attention.
Oh, look at him.
There
Look
he
at
is.
him. He's paying
There he
attention.
is.
Look at my guy, Jay Hood. Jay Hood, welcome
He's
to the
watching
show,
something.
man. Welcome to the show, Jay Hood.
You guys hear me? Everything good?
Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
everything's good.
Everything's perfect. Everything sounds great. How you doing, my man? How we going?
Mike, I'm doing really well. A really great day for our station. Today was Picture Day.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
there you
there you go.
Oh, it's,
New headshots and all, huh?
we love
Yeah.
Picture Day at the station. So that's one of those about 8th grade. But hey, and settling for a nice Sox victory, watching the Cubs in the NBA playoffs. So having a good time in the Hood Cave tonight.
So Jay Hood, Mike and I were just discussing the NBA real quick, and since we were on that topic, I wanted to get your thoughts on this younger group of talent, guys like Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, obviously. How important is it for those guys to really shine out right now that guys like LeBron are out and Anthony Davis aren't there, Kawhi's injured right now? How important is that for the NBA?
Yeah, I think it's important because, you know, those that watch the NBA or just kind of casual NBA fans will always say, well, it's just too predictable. We always know who the champion is. And the NBA has been really based on dynasties, right? The Bulls dynasty, the San Antonio Spurs dynasty, the Pistons dynasty, the Lakers, the Celtics has always been built on dynasties. So that's just the way the league is built. So when we have a season like this where the powers, right, where you don't see the Lakers, you don't see some of the better players in the mix to be able to win the championship, it's so important for other teams to get in there because we don't know where the next legacy lies. The league is always based on, you know, on dynasties and also young players. What's next, right? All of us as sports fans just want to see what's next. And so for the NBA, it is important for the Mitchells and others, guys that are 25, 26 and younger, to be able to get their bones and make their bones now before the veterans catch up to them.
Now, Jay Hood, we were just kind of talking a little bit about this. We had some we heard some news today with Kawhi being hurt, and also, like I said, like Angelo alluded to, Chris Paul being hurt here a little bit. A lot of tough series here going on. I mean, obviously, you know, James Harden being hurt, and then Kyrie Irving also being hurt. Obviously, James Harden came back last night. Who are your favorite picks coming out of the NBA playoffs? Who do you think is going to be in the championship?
Well, you know, I'm not going to go back on what I said originally. When the playoffs started, I had Utah and Milwaukee in the finals. And that's not looking too good, especially based on how Milwaukee played. I mean, soft as tissue. No, I'm sorry. Soft as Aldi's tissue. Okay,
hey, don't down up on Aldi's tissue, man.
Hey, man. I mean, there's Cottonelle, there's the hot, you know, there's the next level, and then there's Aldi. No shade at Aldi. I mean, if you got $2 in your pocket, you take an Aldi tissue. I'm just telling you. But so soft, the Bucks, and so that's was my pick coming in because I thought that Milwaukee was ready for the next level, and with Utah, I just thought, hey, it's a team that's playing the best basketball regular season. Why not pick them? All of this, guys, is predicated on money, what we're seeing in the NBA, right? So we go through the pandemic, and we go through all the empty seats, and the NBA championship, the Lakers won like in September, right? They rushed everybody back on the floor because they want that Christmas money so badly in December. They rushed everybody back without having the full requisite of time. And now you see all these injuries, right? Here comes Kawhi, and then there's Mike Conley. The list goes on and on of guys that have been injured. And a lot of it is because they're not into their rhythm. They're used to having a certain amount of time off. They also are used to being able to have some time where they miss a game or two. But you can just see right now, all these injuries that are happening is all about a byproduct of the NBA rushing back way too quickly. They want that Christmas TV money so badly, and even LeBron. And that's why the regular season sucked this year. You saw all the stars hurt at one point or another because they rushed them back because of injury. This is what you get when you try to put the dollar in front of the athlete in that.
Right.
So real quick, Jonathan Hood from ESPN Chicago, ESPN 1000's Kap and J Hood Show joining us. Jonathan, right now, as it sits, obviously, like you said, you're not going to go back on your Utah and Milwaukee picks. But as it sits right now, who do you think is going to win? Who would you put your money on? Who you betting the kitchen sink on to win? Is it the Nets?
Yeah, I'm hesitant to even see the Nets too because I don't know what Kyrie's injury is right now. I mean,
right.
Here's what we saw last night, guys. We saw an all performance. It doesn't matter if you don't Durant or not. Him screaming at these avatars with 2 followers on social media. It doesn't matter. He's just a weird dude, man. Think about this: the 4 of us, we're Kevin Durant, right? The last thing we're doing is worried about social media. We're out with the hottest chick. We're out with the hottest women, and women, right? Yeah. Plural. We're cars. We're going to all the great places. I mean, if we're Kevin Durant, if we're blessed to be 6'10" and can be able to play like him, we're not worried about anything else. But Durant is always the brooding athlete, worried about what people say. Hey, man, you're Kevin Durant. You're one of the all-time greats that we've seen. And so, I'm hesitant to give it. I don't know whether or not Kyrie's healthy. I would say that they would have a leg up because I don't think Philadelphia and Atlanta could be the top dog in the East right now. You give it to the Nets, you lean that way. And in the West, again, I give Utah a puncher's chance now, especially with Kyrie being out. And so I still give Utah the puncher's chance to win. So I'm leaning Nets, but I still now see a Nets-Utah matchup. That's very likely.
Do you think we were just talking about Durant and how he gets so worked up about outside pressure, outside talk, outside whatever? Do you think he's a little soft? Do you think he's a little soft? I mean, yeah, he can score, but do you think he's a little soft?
No, I think he made a heel change. I mean, he was Hulk Hogan, and then
That's right.
Oh, that's what happened. He made a heel change. That's what happened, Mike. Like, you remember when he first got in the league, right? He plays for Seattle, then goes to Oklahoma City. He wins his first MVP right? But just the pressure every day from media, also from people on the outside, he's got rabbit ears, man. And I just think that he's a brooding athlete that just says, you know what, you guys don't really love me. Well, I love the Kevin Durant, but he always gravitates toward the negative. And so, again, he's a younger guy than I. Apparently, social media affects him that much. I get it. And movie Social Network, I saw it. Did you ever see that, guys? The Social Network show?
Yeah.
I did not watch it. I heard about it, though.
I won't give you a spoiler, but I'll give you one part of it. There's a girl that's on social media. She's a teen, and she's going through her phone, right? And he's like, "Oh, I love your hair." One person says, "I love your hair. I love your hair. I love your hair. Your ears are big." Oh, my ears are big. He was good with the positive, and then the negative thing that affected her the most.
Gotta keep her in her safe space.
Kind of like people can say Durant's great, but the one person that says he sucks, that's the guy he gravitates to.
Do you think? And again, like this is me with basketball, though. Jay
This is the most talk that Mike has talked basketball. Probably in a year.
Well, because it pisses me off, and it's because it's playoff time, okay? Basketball irks me. It really, really irks me. I'm more of a baseball guy. I'm more of a football guy.
Well, I can't tell by the line of questioning, but go ahead.
I could tell. Gee, thanks, man. I appreciate it. But no, like, do you think that today's game is – what am I trying to say here?
You just want to
say soft.
Jinx. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's soft. I can't get into basketball nowadays because, okay, what I'm trying to go back on the Kevin Durant situation.
Yeah.
Do you think Kevin Durant would win a championship? It would have won a championship without going to Golden State or without pairing up with another big three?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. In this era, this is the AAU era of basketball, isn't it?
Yep.
Like, here's the difference between the Michael Jordan era and this era. First of all, Michael Jordan couldn't have won a championship without Pippen and Rodman. Okay. And what we saw yesterday was Kevin Durant winning with half a Harden and no Kyrie Irving. He won with an old Jeff Green. See, what we saw, again, history can be able to, you can look at history one way and say, nothing will be better than the Jordan era. And then you look at Kevin Durant and say, Durant did something that Jordan even couldn't do. And so, no, Kevin Durant, I don't believe is a soft player. I don't believe also in the narrative that, well, Kevin Durant needs others to be able to win a championship. Well, help, that's the entire league. Right. Actually, and I'll tell you what, these guys are actually smarter in this era. And here's why. They're like, dude, I'm not going to be Charles Barkley. I'm not going to be Reggie Miller. Being one team in my entire career and never win. I'm not going to be Alex English, one of the all-time great scorers in the 80s, but couldn't win a championship. See, back in the day, the players did not have the teeth or the balls to step to a GM and say, hey, man, I can't do this by myself. I need to be able to have help. At least these guys are saying, look, I know what I can do, but if you want to win a championship, I know a guy that can help us get that done. See, players have more autonomy and more stroke to be able to say that now, Mike. And so, no, Kevin Durant is doing what everybody else is doing. Kevin was with Oklahoma City for a long time, and they could never win the championship. They had Harden and Westbrook, couldn't win. He goes to Golden State and wins a championship to increase his chances to at least get a chance to win a ring. Then he says, you know what, Golden State doesn't really want me. I'm going to go to Brooklyn. Kyrie followed Durant, right? James Harden followed Durant. He's got his own joint in Brooklyn. So these guys are actually smarter. They're like, you know what? My legacy is not my money. It's about trying to win a championship, and they're trying to go wherever they can to get it. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. My only question with that, Jay, is why doesn't Giannis stay down low more? You know, last night, you know, we're all here talking about that game last night. He was one-on-one against Harden, a bum leg, and Harden waves off the other guy and one-on-one, and then he just flips a fadeaway jump shot. Why won't Giannis play inside out? I don't understand that.
Now, let's talk about soft. We're talking about, right now. The soft part of the conversation.
Don't be shitting on my boy Giannis. I love Giannis. Don't be shitting on Giannis.
Like, he should be down there all game. Him and Lopez.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to shit on Giannis, whether you like it or not.
Right.
Absolutely, we are.
It might get that, but you're in work, and I'm on the south side. You can't swing on me, so you're going to sit there and take it, right? So, here it is. Like, so with Giannis, 2-time MVP, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, you can grow as a player. I watched that same game that you guys watched too. And I'm watching a lead for Milwaukee. And say, boy, they're looking comfortable and look like the Nets as if they've never played basketball with one another before, right? In the first half. And then you see, again, for three plus quarters, the Bucks were very good defensively. They hung in there. But to relinquish an 18-point lead, and the game was lost when this happened. The play you just talked about, you decide instead of going through a guy with one leg, instead of going through him to get to the basket, you do a fadeaway jumper and miss. That was the ball. It wasn't the fumble, pass from Middleton to Giannis that went out of bounds. It's not the bad free throw shooting. It's not the rainbow three that he misses all the time. Giannis, as a 2-time MVP, as a leader, that's bad. I mean, we saw really one star on the floor last night, and that was Kevin Durant, because a superstar goes through the guy. Hey, Harden had one leg with a bad hamstring, and you don't go through that guy. You settle on a fadeaway? Bullshit.
So I live in Wisconsin, right? So I deal with a lot of my friends up here are Bucks fans right now, and they're blaming the coach, and it's his fault. The Bucks wanted to play one-on-one ball. The coach had nothing to do with Giannis deciding to take that fadeaway. If that was Shaq, would Shaq have shot? No, Shaq would have barreled through James Harden dunked it. And even if he had to go to the line, he probably have missed it anyways. That's what else I was going to ask J Hood. Whenever Giannis is at the free throw line, man, like it looks like he's just afraid to shoot it. That's what I thought the whole fourth quarter was he was a little timid because I think he was afraid to go to the free throw line and have to rely on his free throw shooting to try to win the game for them.
I think that's a great point too. But you're a 2-time MVP. Show me a guy that's afraid to go to the foul line. I'll show you a guy that's not very in the clutch, right? This is why the MVP award is a regular season award, right? It's not a playoff award. If the Bucks fall short, and again, I had the Bucks to win the East. Keep in mind, because I thought the team would grow. I said, this ain't like the big three, but you know what? Who doesn't like a Holiday on their team or Middleton on their team and then growing? But that shot told me all I needed to know about Giannis. And then, of course, post-game. Oh, the post-game.
Barkley.
Giannis. Well, I mean, Barkley's saying it's a dumb team, but also Barkley the Bucks.
I'll tell you guys are knuckleheads. I'll tell you.
It's terrible.
I like the Bucks, but that's the dumbest basketball I've ever seen. Okay. Yep. But the post game, you know what Giannis said? Giannis says, "Yeah, I want that challenge against Durant one-on-one." Well, wait a minute. You've had series to go on. That's the smartest thing you can do is to put Giannis on Durant. Yeah. Stop him, but you can at least slow him down. And there's where you blame Budenholzer. Yep. That's going to be fired at the end of this if the Bucks can't get back in the series. I'm just telling you, like
100%.
And I've watched the Bucks. Hey, we're in the Midwest. I see plenty of Bucks basketball. Plenty. It's always on TV. It's on my package. Aside from the Bulls and West Coast basketball, I'm watching a ton of Bucks basketball. They're so predictable. I know what they're running every time down the floor. There's no new wrinkles there, and so that's why there's questions about Bud. But that was a team loss yesterday. When you're up 17-18, that's a team loss for Budenholzer and the players yesterday.
Now, really, one last question about the basketball playoffs here before we hop into a little bit of baseball here with you, Jay, and we'll cut you loose pretty quick. Is it just me, or does Giannis take forever at the line when he does shoot a free throw? I mean, he's taking forever. He has to be over the 10-second rule, no?
He dinged him a couple times this year for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this happened in the Portland series, right? The first time I saw him having to have a violation, right? Portland series. So that's the first time that I saw that. Yeah, it's a rhythm thing because he doesn't think that anyone's counting. You got 10 seconds to get that done, and they did not. The assistant coach on that Portland sideline told the officials, "Go watch this guy. He's going to go 12 seconds," and the referee's counting it off. He's counting it off 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that's enough. Because that's a rhythm thing he's got to fix, along with outside shooting. There's a lot of things that the 2-time MVP's got to work on if he's going to be great. And by the way, you want to know the curse? I saw it on the jump this afternoon. When Kareem says the Bucks can't win, that's the end. That's the guy that started it all, right? I mean, he won the championship last with the Bucks. He goes, "No, this team's not good enough." When the captain says it, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's transition from basketball here to baseball. Your Sox had a nice win today, nice little walk-off hit by Yasmani Grandal. Surprisingly, Yasmani Grandal getting a hit, putting the ball in play a little bit. How are you feeling about this White Sox team so far, J Hood? Oh, there it is. There's the shot at.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, we're feeling pretty good right now. Yeah, that's wardrobe change in the business, guys. So, I really liked what I'm seeing. I mean, you got the best team from a one-loss record standpoint at this point in time. It's June, but I like what I've seen. So here's the stories. The story is that Tony La Russa had a hard time trying to adjust to today's baseball through the first month. He needed 30 to 45 days to figure out who his team was, right? He tried to figure out who can play, who can't play, trying to learn the rules on the fly. He seemed old and doddering because he was like, he hasn't been on the dance floor in like a decade, so he doesn't know the new dances. So now he's there as a manager, and things are starting to work well. Here's how you know. It's not even about like Tim Anderson, or it's not about Jose Abreu. It's the little guys, right? Here you bring in a good one. He immediately pays dividends. You've got players like that come in, a Lori Garcia, the little fleas, right? A Jake Lamb, guys like that. That's when you know you got a charm season.
Billy Hamilton.
Yeah, little guys like that are 8, 9 in the order or off the bench, and when they're pressing the service and doing well, that's when you know that the season is going well. But it's a long way to go. But so far, I'll take it. After the Ventura years and like the bad years of the White Sox, I'll take a first place team.
A lot of injuries with this team right now. Madrigal going down. Do you envision this team making a big move before the break? And if so, what position do you see them going after?
Well, here's what I'm hoping. There was good news about Aloy, and to me, that sounds like a September call-up. And hopefully that'll be the same thing with Robert. Like, if those guys are key for September, that's great. But even if they start in September, guys, I mean, you tell me, like, say, for instance, both those guys are ready for September. Will they be in the full swing of things, right? Their bodies, but we don't know what kind of production that they'll have. So I think that definitely more offense is going to be needed here. You're going to need a DH, and I don't know if that's Aloy, but you're going to need someone because Mercedes is nice. You see the numbers going down. This might be the Patrick Wisdom of the South Side. I don't know what we're seeing here, but you got to have more offense at some point because the pitching seems pretty solid. And the relief pitching seems pretty solid too. So definitely a bat, Mike.
You can't put Eloy back in the field, though, right? I mean,
yeah,
DH right there for the rest of his career. For me.
Yeah, that's same. That's kind of what I think too.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you bring him back, we had a bet with your a coworker of yours, Fred Hubner. He's also here with us on on Hube's Views and Brews.
Yeah.
We asked him. We had asked him over under on how many nets Eloy Jimenez would fall into this year. He set the number pretty high. He set the number pretty high at 8. It was 8. He said 8. Yeah. And it was like, oh boy. Well, it turns out the under is really paying off. So I mean, hey, if that was a bet, I would have bet it. So I mean, who knows? But this pitching staff,
you do realize.
I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
You realize every time that Fred's on, he's drunk, right?
He's drinking beer on air, so yeah. Absolutely.
That's right.
It shows about beer.
Yeah.
I love Fred.
I've known Fred for 5 years. He's a great guy.
He is. Absolutely.
This pitching staff that the White Sox has been absolutely unbelievable with Keuchel, with Rodon. And I'm going to go back to him here in a second. With Keuchel, Rodon, Giolito, Cease. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Rodon has showed me something over his past, 8 starts where he's been absolutely almost unhittable in these games. And this is a guy who was lucky enough to make the team this year. It was between him and Ronaldo Lopez at the beginning of the year who was going to make that 5th starter spot, and he's the one that squeaked it out. How are you feeling about Carlos Rodon? This kid has been absolutely unbelievable this year. Lights out. What are you thinking? Do you think he actually found what he needs to do, what he needs to make a good start?
I did not think that he was for real until I saw the no-hitter because I saw Rodon before the surgery and I was like, I don't know. You're right. The story was, could he beat out Lopez for the 5th start? And now you see him here. He's pitching all-star caliber baseball. And so now I don't worry about Rodon when I'm out there. I do concern myself against really good hitting from time to time. But now I don't feel that angst about Rodon. He is a believer, man, because I did not believe that I thought, is this guy going to be a bullpen guy? In spring. But boy, he's really come on strong. I'm a fan. Now my concern is Cease, right? I know I'm old school, but I still like my starter to go, 6. And now we're seeing a lot of 5 and 4 inning. Like, that's not – it's June, man. It's time to just tighten it up. Let's go. Let me see 6+. That's what I want to see. And I want to see that more often from Cease. And then I'll have more confidence in him.
Dylan Cease seems like the kind of guy that everybody knows he has the filthiest stuff on the team, but he doesn't have the confidence in himself to do that. What do you think about Dylan Cease and his progression so far throughout the year?
Well, I agree with you, Mike. I mean, it's like all 4 of us know that Cease has got good stuff, but does Dylan Cease understand he's got good stuff?
Right.
Cease is like a lot of these young guys we watch in baseball. Turn on any game, and you see a young guy that's throwing 100, 99, 98. That could be with or without spider tack. I don't know, but like whatever guys are throwing, right? 101. Middle relievers are throwing that hard. And so when I see Cease, I go, man, you're spotting that fastball good. There's movement in and out. And I look forward to seeing whether or not he can be able to harness that on a regular basis. I mean, against good competition. The stuff is there like a lot of young pitchers. Now can he harness it and be able to be more consistent with it? That's what we're waiting for.
Angelo, Allen, you got anything for Jay?
About the spider tack stuff, right? Like, we've heard that a lot of the hitters don't seem to be against pitchers using it. Do you think that the MLB should really look at a situation where they're like, okay, this is stuff that we are okay with you guys using. Go ahead and use it because it's better for, hitters to not get hit. You guys can control the ball more. Or do you think this is going to cause a lot more problems, a lot more guys getting hit in a season where batters are already getting hit at an astronomical level?
Well, let's all talk about this as a group. Okay. So back in the day, umpires used to rub the baseball with something called Delaware mud. Because what else the umpire is going to do is just sit on their ass and just eat food or McDonald's. They're just sitting in there waiting for their time to get on the field, right? Sit on their ass. So they actually put them to work. They took baseballs like this one, right? They took baseballs and they would rub up the baseballs, like 100 of them, right? While they're just sitting there on their ass. And they just rub the baseballs. And it would have a certain sheen on it so pitchers could have a grip on it, right? So now the baseballs they get are like from Dick's Sporting Goods and just maybe a little something on it, but it's not where the pitchers can be able to have a good grip on it. So it's like anything else in sports. You give an athlete an inch and they take a mile. And so the athlete, the pitchers are like, man, I don't have a good grip on the baseball. I need something. I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter, Bauer, right? Bauer from the Dodgers had sticky stuff on his ball. And he's like, is this legal? Yeah, it's legal now, but it should be illegal. Look, I think that baseball should have a universal decision of saying, what should a baseball look like? What can a pitcher feel like? Okay, if I put this on the ball, universally we all can take it. And we were like, okay, cool, we can pitch with this. But when guys are like scuffing the ball and putting spider tack on it so you can have a better grip and all that stuff, hey, man, I mean, you're cheating the game. It's still cheating. Because you're doing something that's not natural. You're putting something on the baseball, and that's not right. But I think universally, everybody should come to a consensus on what should be on the baseball. For me, I would put on my coconut oil. I would use this. That's what I put on my hair. I'd put that, right? Nothing. Brothers, right? You got to have a little grease, right? You got to.
What hair? What hair? What hair do you have?
When it grows.
You're as bald as me over there. What hair do you got over there?
Hair, Mike.
That's
eyebrows.
It was picture day, and I had to get my hair cut. But when it grows, I'm going to put a little of this coconut on it, put it on the baseball, and have a little grip on the baseball, right? But I'm saying that they need to come up with something where everybody can be on one accord. And when you see these Bugs Bunny pitches, it goes in and it goes down. Man, there's something on that baseball where the hitters can't get it. There has to be a healthy balance of pitchers and hitters where everyone has a healthy balance. Agreed?
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
J Hood, real quick, man. We've had you on here. You've been on with us for quite a bit of time. I appreciate the time that you've taken on with us. I got one last question for you. Coconut oil, guys, for hair. Coconut oil, a new sponsor, coconut oil for hair. There we go. Real quick, I actually have two more questions for you. One's a quick one. The other one is probably could be a long one, but here we go. The first one, the Cubs. Are you buying in? Are you buying the Kool-Aid, or what's going on?
Are you buying or selling?
You buying or selling?
Well, we're gonna know by mid-July. I can't tell you now because the Cubs are rolling, right? Yeah, they're losing against DeGrom. I'm gonna lose my bet. I had the Cubs winning today because DeGrom had to leave because I thought they would get into the bullpen, the Cubs, and it looks like they're going to fall short here. Well, it's still early, but the point is that the Cubs have been hitting well. And you know what the Cubs are saying? The Cubs are saying, hey, fuck your plan, Jed. How about that? How about your plan? You're trying to break up the team because you want to turn it over, and the Cubs players are like, "Nah, I don't care about your plan." How about that? And so they are playing well. But here's what Cub fans know, right? You know, at some point the bats are going to freeze up because we've seen it since the World Series champion. At some point, April, September playoffs, the bats will freeze up. Now the question is, do you break the team up now, knowing that's going to happen, or do you add on? At this point today, I say add on to what you have. You need, because here's the thing, you traded Darvish because you're trying to break up the team. Now the team's good. Now you need another starter because like Hendricks and Davies is not enough. You need more. You need a 1A starter next to Hendricks, right? And then you need also a little bit more offense too, right? So this whole thing where they're going to trade Bryant or trade Baez or trade Jock Peterson or try to do something with Wilson Contreras, if the team keeps winning, you can't break that up. Even though you might know what the end result is, they're still competitive. So I think by the middle of July, that will tell a bigger story than all four of us could ever tell about the Cubs.
All right, and I got one more for you here, J Hood. Obviously, after you're on here with us, and thank you again, guys. Everybody, ESPN is 1000, ESPN Chicago, Kap and J Hood Show. J Hood joining us right now, Jonathan Hood. After you coming on here, we have Mr. Mark Giangreco joining us, and he is not brought to us by coconut oil. That's you're brought to us by coconut oil, Jed. But we got Mr. Mark Giangreco joining us here as soon as we kick you on off, Jed. You have any good stories about Mr. Mark Giangreco for us before we bring him on?
Why don't you let the man say it to his face?
Let's bring Mark on with us. So here we go.
I mean, he's sitting patiently.
Here he is.
There he is.
Oh, there's a lot of us in here now. Holy moly!
I'm back right now.
You got me?
We got you.
I tell you, Hoodie, I can hear you, but I can't see you. You're in the dark, man.
No, well, that's why I like it.
See that suspension right there? Boom, you're out.
So what's your best Mark Giangreco story, Mr. J Hood?
I just loved talking to Mark right before his casts on Channel 7. I would always tell him that there would be some dead anchor, and I would tell him like, "Hey, man, so this dead anchor it needs a couple of minutes. So your sportscast is only going to be a minute and a half. So wrap it up. Keep it quick. Keep it tight tonight." So every night Mark would just stand there, wait for me. Hey, Harry Porterfield says, wrap it up, man. You're going to have a minute and a half tonight. Bob says, and so those are my favorite moments of just having the off-the-record conversations with Mark right before he goes on the air.
Yeah, usually I'm all pissed off. I'm all bent out of shape. I'm stressed. I'm on deadline. And here's Hoodie walking down the hallway. And I go, I know, Fahey Flynn's dead. Walk over him before you get to the studio. Harry Porterfield was a big one. All of them. John Drury's stuck in the locker. Wheel this guy in. No, Hoodie, I got to tell you, Hoodie is the unbelievable combination of a really funny, clever dude who knows his stuff, man. I mean, all you had to do, Fat Mike, was introduce him, and he could go an hour 10, hour 15, nonstop.
He's J Hood is unbelievable. Him and I went to the Grip It and Sip It about a week and a half ago that ESPN put on, and I was being like a schoolgirl up there, hanging out with everybody, shaking hands, kissing babies, having fun with everybody, and me and J Hood. Man, oh man, J Hood and I tested out the leaf springs on a golf cart driving around on 18. Let me tell you, we put that golf cart to maximum capacity. Let me tell you, though that thing did not want to go anywhere. I'm surprised we made it through 18. I'm surprised we didn't die out on hole 4 and have to walk our asses back. It was a rough one.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't want to call you Fat Mike. I'll call you Awesomely Oval. Okay, we can.
I'm changing my name now. Awesomely Oval Mike.
Awesomely Oval Mike.
Now that I'm a civilian, I'm in the car a lot. I get to listen to the radio. And Kap and J Hood are killing it in the morning. I was laughing so hard today when they were doing crosstalk with Carmen and Yurko. So you got to keep cranking it up, Hoodie. Love it.
You know what? I look at it like this. Like we've gone through a shitstorm, with the COVID-19, people being inside and unhappiness. And my whole thought, Mark, always is this: if we can put a smile on someone's face or make someone, if we're going to do that, let's do that between 7 and 10, because everyone's going through a lot of nonsense. So if I could put a smile on someone's face, that's what we're here to do. That's how we do the show. We could do counterpoint radio or TV. Everyone's doing that. But are you making someone laugh? And that's the whole thing with our show.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's the vibe I had with Waddle and Sylvie. We laugh so hard, we'd be crying. And we try not to make it an inside joke. You want the listeners to be in on it. Plus, now you have Twitch where you can watch us in the studio and watch you guys. I love it when it's uncontrollable. When I used to make Jerry Taft laugh so hard he couldn't finish the weathercast, I accomplished something. That was my goal every day. And just lose it. Just absolutely lose it on the air. And just cry through the sportscast. It doesn't matter what you were doing. Laughing so hard was always the goal.
Absolutely. We laughed with you.
Yeah. Everything's been awesome. This is a great show for us, man. These are two of my two favorite people here. J Hood, thank you for joining us tonight, my man. I really do appreciate it. You're the best. I appreciate you coming on and spending as much time as you did with us. I owe you one, my man. I will talk to you soon.
Absolutely. If you want Mark to cry, just go into some of those Buffalo days. He'll tell you about Buffalo.
Yeah, you got to mention Buffalo Bills or the American Football League, and I'm just a puddle of goo.
J Hood, we'll talk to you soon, my man. Thanks again for coming on with us, my friend.
Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, J Hood.
You're the best.
All right, and before we dive into everything with Mark Giangreco, a quick little word from our sponsor. Mark, I appreciate you hanging out with us. We're sorry we're getting to you a little bit late. We got a quick little word from our sponsor over at the Jonathan Durant team. Jonathan Darren over out in Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group out in Homer Glen. Call him if you want to buy a house, because this is what you got to do, because he knows where to buy houses and sell houses. So go to him. Alan, cue it up.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
We're back, and Mike is probably
I think Mike's all right. We're back. No. I'm back. I thought I was frozen because I made the commercial, but I'm back now. I don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, Mark, if you have DirecTV, just cancel it right now, because I'm telling you, I'm ready to throw all my shit in the middle of Harlem. I'm ready to I'm ready to throw it right in the middle of Harlem. I'm so sick of DirecTV. It's not even funny. So, Mark, thanks for joining us tonight, my man. I appreciate you hopping on with us. It's been a minute. You and I we've been sending letters back and forth to one another over the past couple of months trying to get you on here, and it's an honor for me to have you on here with us tonight, man. Thank you. I appreciate the time that you're giving us.
No problem, man. I've been looking forward to it. Didn't you say, who do I have to fax to get him on the fucking show?
I said, I was like, who do I have to blow to get you on the fucking show already? What's going on around here?
I say blow, but I said fuck, so I should have said blow.
I was like, what is going on here? And then finally, you just reached the best response ever from Mark Giangreco. 3 letters, guys. LOL. Let's get it done. So yeah, Mark, thanks for hopping on with us again, my man. Obviously, this you know me, our producer here, Alan Bradshaw. He runs everything here, and then my co-host here, Angelo Ace Camacho. We've been doing this a while, and we're really happy to have you on with us. But I want to start this off like this, man. How does a Buffalo kid fall in love with Chicago at such a young age? Please explain this to me, because I mean, I know that you're born and raised up in Buffalo. But what the hell happened here? How did you fall in love with Chicago? This is a dream job for you, and you finally got it. So tell us a little bit about that.
Mikey, is so easy. Buffalo is exactly the same as Chicago. It's a smaller Chicago. Same ethnic mix of people, same blue-collar attitude, same Great Lakes accent, tougher winters, but virtually the same weather. Die-hard football fans, live and die, hockey fans. We're exactly the same, just a little bit smaller as far as a metro market area. And add to that, I'm 8 years old in my bed in grammar school with my little transistor radio, and I'm listening to Super CFL, Music Radio, WLS. All I ever wanted to be was Larry Lujak, John Records, Landecker, Dick Biondi. I wanted to be a top 40 rock jock in Chicago. Chicago is this mystical place to me. The song, what is it? South on Lakeshore Drive, Trouble Bound, all that stuff. And then when I was in college, my roommate was from Northfield. And so we used to hitchhike, or if we had a car, we'd drive to Chicago every single weekend and party on Rush Street, turn around and drive back. And I went to the University of Dayton in Southern Ohio. That was about a 5.5-hour drive one way. But of course, back then, we're invincible. We're made of steel. So we could up and back.
24-pack in the center console, just cruising on out there for 5 hours. You got it rolling.
Back then, it was a badge of honor to drive drunk, which really, and everything else. But I was always just mesmerized by Chicago. And when I got an opportunity to come here, I was at the University of Dayton, got my first radio gig sophomore year in college at a rock station doing news and sports. Then I got a TV gig in Dayton. I just sort of fell into it, doing weekends while I was still doing radio. I was doing morning drive radio and nighttime TV, filling in for the main guy. No sleep. He just went forever. I went 365 days one year without a day off, and I loved it. I couldn't get enough. Then I go to Louisville, Kentucky for my first full-time TV job, where I really learned how to write to video and everything else. It was a really slick newscast. But I remember, Louisville wasn't really my first choice. They just kept offering me more money, and I saw it to be a good opportunity, just be a stepping stone. I was there 4 years, learned a lot. And I remember my very first night on the air there, we had a newsroom set, and we had a phone right on the set, and people would just call right in, just pick up the phone. And some guy, I get through my first sportscast. I was very nervous, but it went pretty good. And this guy goes, "Hey, you that new sports guy?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "What are you, some kind of fucking Puerto Rican or what?" I get, this is not the right town for me, but I learned my stuff and I'm going to get out of here. And so 1982, I get to come to Chicago, and I go to NBC, and I walk into the merchandise mart. Was like, oh my God, big time. And I get in the elevator, and all the buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 to 30, except the floor that NBC was on and had the peacock on the button. I go, this is big.
Oh shit,
this is big time. So I've been a lucky guy, man. 40 years on the air here. Didn't go out on my own terms or my own timetable, but I'm glad I'm out, and I had a great run. And I just love doing these kind of things with you guys.
So you and I are kind of similar in a way. We both have that what is that, shoot from the hip type of attitude, where you're not afraid to speak your mind, you're not afraid to say what you want to say, and a loose tongue, as I like to say.
Yeah.
All right. We say what we want to when we want to say it. And listen, it's gotten me in trouble plenty of times. Okay. I'm sure it's gotten you in trouble plenty of times.
Well,
that's something that
it's documented every time I got in trouble. I got about
right
pensions, and then I got it terminated.
Bullshit.
Terrible. So tell us a little bit about, if you want to. If not, I don't want to even bring it up, because I know that that's not what you're here for. I'm here to have fun with you. I don't want to talk about bullshit. I want to have fun with you. You know what I mean? If you want to allude on that, I'm more than happy to talk about it with you. If not, then listen, we don't have to talk about it.
I got no problem. I just got to be careful. I did sign a non-disclosure agreement where I can't rip a certain station and I can't rip a certain group of people. That's how we got a settlement. They paid me off. Everything's cool. I got to go home a year early. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, I have always, ready, fire, aim in me. And
the timeout. Who the fuck has a train going on here? Whoever it is, mute the fucking mic.
I did. I
Sweet
muted
Pete.
him. I muted
What is
him.
going on here? Sorry, Mark. I apologize. Somebody's got a train rolling through their fucking living room, for crying out loud.
It's fucking Alan.
I don't know.
God, fucking. He's from Watsika. Can you tell? The only thing that's in the town is a fucking train and a Sonic.
I actually watched that show, Nichols Body and Paint, whatever it is. It's a car show. They build custom cars. These two big guys with giant beards.
Yep, I know them.
Have their own little auto body shop. So
I get drunk with those guys a lot. Well, a couple of them. Yeah, I actually worked on a paint line with one of those guys. Yeah. I used to supervise paint lines. So
they painted the Sonic in the train that just rolled through Alan's living room.
But listen, got that from my mom. My mom was in your face. If you didn't have a game plan, she'd make one for you. She got kicked out of 2 high schools. She was a 3-sport athlete in high school, played in college. She was a lifeguard. She was a national AAU swimming champ. She saved 3 guys' lives as a lifeguard. I mean, mom was like Babe Zaharias. She was, we always used to say she was way ahead of her time because she couldn't wait for everybody else to catch up. And my dad was a really cool dude, very charismatic, really handsome guy, great salesman and really funny. But my mom was in your face, never had an unspoken thought. And I just kind of went that way. She had her own political radio show in college. This is back in the 1940s and, the early 1950s. I got it from her, and my whole family's that way. We're really outspoken. And I tell you, once I got my feet wet in television, you get comfortable. In Dayton and Louisville, I was pretty straight. I wanted the perfect sportscast. I wanted everything right. When I got to Chicago, I started to loosen up to the point where I was giving my opinion. I was a real wise ass, jaded, cynical guy. And I love making fun of people, nothing malicious, but taking shots and trying to give people more than scores and highlights, especially the past 10 years or so. The way social media has just blown local TV news out the window. I mean, seriously, it's an archaic media platform now. And I'm not being sour grapes here. I'm just stating the fact. Nobody watches local TV news anymore. Check the May ratings. You got 5 stations fighting for 200,000 viewers, with the top 2 stations fighting over 200. That's the difference. When I first started here, there were 3 million people watching local TV.
Right.
My friends who are still in it, I hope they can hang on a few more years, but it's dead and gone. I was lucky to be in the heyday, the golden years, when it was the Wild West. It was viciously competitive. We'd unplug each other's live shots. We'd duke it out in the locker room. I mean, you couldn't miss a story. There was no Sports Center. There was no Twitter. There was no Facebook. There was no Instagram. You had to get your own stories every day, and management expected you to break those stories. That's why you had to be at the old Hallis Hall every single moment, because if you didn't get Ditka on roller skates, or McMahon on a motorcycle with the weird glasses, or Fridge doing something, or Walter Payton shooting birds out of a tree, you got your ass kicked that day. So I'm lucky. From 82 to about 2000, it was wild. It was tremendous. And then in the early 2000s, you could feel it. It was kind of drifting away. We're getting to be kind of irrelevant, because in Chicago, your local TV news people, we're the big celebrities. In LA, it has all their actors and everything. But to kids out there now, I'd say, yeah, you can still be on camera. You can still have a voice in radio or podcast, but it's going to be within the realm of social media. It's not going to be on broadcast TV. Everything's streaming now. And,
right. Oh, that's what we're doing here.
Exactly. And this is, you can speak your mind. This is so cool. I wish they would have invented podcasts a long time ago. I'd just be going off every day,
So I know that you're a big music buff as well. Was it always, when you came to Chicago, when you first started going into broadcasting, was it always that you just always wanted to do sports, or did you ever consider like making music your full-time deal?
Well, I'm not a musician. I don't have any talent. I can't play an instrument. I can't sing. But like I said earlier, I just wanted to be a top 40 rock DJ. I just play the hits, be a smart ass, come up with some bits, and just come out of that top of the hour ID, super CFL, the voice of labor, boom, hit Tom Jones, not unusual. I'm also a huge R&B guy, love Motown, funk. everything like that. I love Bruno Mars now because he brings all that back. I mean, I'm Gonna Leave the Door Open is the greatest song ever recorded. It's #1 right now in the country. And it's a parody of all those 60s and 70s R&B, sexy, romantic ballads, And the
Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye.
Yeah. Oh, Marvin Gaye, forget it. Marvin Gaye, Frankie Beverly and Mays.
Temptations, Diana Ross and the Supremes. I'm all about the Motown, Mark. I'm all about the Motown, Mark.
Hell yes.
But then you go even deeper. You go Tower of Power. You go, all the funk. It's just even jazz, blues. I remember my brother and I were doing Blues Etc., Kingston Mines. We're out all night. This is early 80s. And we walk into this club. I forgot which one it was. And Lonnie Brooks was playing. He was the headliner, and his uncle was opening. He was the opening act. We're in there. It's packed. It's loud. It's packed. And you know how a lot of blues songs just end cold. It'd be like, bam, bam, bam. And you have that 1 second of silence before people start applauding. Well, my brother took the opportunity. By the way, it's like Otis Day and the Knights. We're the only 2 white guys in the joint. He took that 1/2 a second of dead air to say, "This band sucks." And, we're like, oh, my God, we're going to get our ass kicked here. Fast forward about 10 years. Lonnie Brooks is in the Channel 7 studio recording stuff for the New Year's Eve show. And he goes, "Mark, man, I remember you and your brother about 10 years ago. You ripped my uncle's band in front of everybody." And he goes, "He was right. My uncle's band did suck. They did suck." So, yeah, I'm all about music, and that's why I wanted to bring the two together. If I had a radio show with music and sports, oh man, I'm in heaven. There's the podcast right there.
There you go. So what's next for you, Mark? What do you plan on doing here now that you're living your best life, unemployed, doing your thing, or half retired? Let me say half retired. You're still doing a lot.
Well,
you're
here's
half retired.
What I'm doing now. I'm out of town every weekend, visiting my kids, my grandkids, my college buddies, my high school buddies, touring the country, just living large and having a blast doing stuff that I haven't been able to do because, frankly, listen, if any veteran sportscaster tells you different, they're lying. It got to the point where during some playoff runs, we're like, can these guys just lose? I need a day off. Or I want to spend Christmas or Thanksgiving with my family, not Michael Jordan, okay? And give up a lot. You give up weekends, you give up nights. My kids played hockey at a very high level from an early age on, and that saved me because hockey road trips, that's when I bonded with my kids on the weekends because at night I missed homework, dinner, tuck them in, everything else. So I thank hockey for having a relationship with my kids. It was really awesome. So you sacrifice a lot. So right now I'm just taking a break. I could see myself doing a podcast. I could see myself doing a terrestrial radio show, on an AM or FM station. I don't think I'm going to be doing any more television. I'm kind of totally burnt to a crisp on that. But I have the option, and I tell you, I'm really flattered and humbled that I've had so many offers. A couple of stations have been asking if I'd like to jump on and go after 7, which, that sounded attractive to me. A couple of radio stations and producers of podcasts and whatnot. There's a new publication starting up. Guy wanted me to be the sports columnist to do a piece every week. And it all sounds great. And it's almost like, God, I'm getting these offers. I better take one. But the other half of me says, dude, you're 69 years old. Just chill and enjoy the great run you had and try to do something else. Because, hey, listen, I went to art school. I was a graphic artist and I love design. I'm a uniform guy. I'm a logo guy. And I love designing logos. I've done a couple of websites for people. I designed logos for some of my kids' spring league hockey teams. I did logos for some minor hockey and baseball leagues. So I kind of like that stuff too. And in addition to being a music art guy, I love cars. I love resto mod, hot rods, muscle cars from the 60s and 70s. So I have a 57 T-Bird that's won everything in every car show in the country.
Damn.
That I resto. I spent $800 trillion on it. It's like putting 2 more kids through college. But, I love those things. And so maybe do a show about cars, music, hey, and art. There you go. Tie that all together. So, but right now I'm just trying to get back in shape, get back in the gym, get rid of the pandemic pouch, kind of blew out my shoulder and my back, all these old injuries. So I'm trying to get healthy. And, I just want to, here's my thing. It's really cathartic with my kids. The whole Norman Rockwell image of America as a dad playing catch with his son, with gloves and a ball. My thing with my kids is throwing a football. And we go to the park, and it's like 45 minutes to an hour where we're talking, and it's just the vibe is so great. But you got to be throwing perfect deep spirals. And we don't leave until you can go like 40 yards deep, perfect, and nail a guy in stride. So if I can't throw a football, swing a golf club, ride a bike, swim a few laps, I'm just going to shoot myself. That's my goal. I want to be able to keep up with my kids and my grandkids.
Angelo, Alan, you got anything for Mark?
Well, I was just going to ask you, Mark, you've been in Chicago a long time. What are some of your favorite things you've gotten to cover through your time here?
There's so many, man. I mean, 6 NBA championships, 3 Stanley Cups, 2 World Series, 2 Super Bowls. I mean, what do you want? It's just incredible. My favorite, don't know if I could pick one. Love being on the ice for the 3 championships because I'm a hockey guy. That is absolutely unreal. And hockey players are the best dudes in the world, the most regular guys to cover. Of course, the 85 Bears will be nothing like that ever again when every one of your starters and your backups and your third team guys all had radio and TV shows. Like I said, you couldn't blink with all the crazy stuff that went on that year. The White Sox, I want them to win the World Series this year because the series in 05 was so anticlimactic. The fun part was the divisional series and the league championship series because they sweep the Astros. It was nothing. There was no excitement at all. And we were just kind of waiting in the press box or by the locker room for them to clinch the thing because it was a foregone conclusion. Cubs in 16. I love Joe Madden so much. He's a car guy. He's a music guy, 60s, 70s guy. So we bonded immediately. And, of course, that was historic. Many people would argue you can't match that. The Lubby Super Bowl wasn't so great. I remember it was a monsoon downpour. They lose to the Colts. And I wind up interviewing Emery Moorhead's son, who's a tight end for the Colts. And my sandals melted in the water. I'm getting electrocuted interviewing him. He's like, Mr. Giangreco, I remember you from the Evanston 4th of July parade. I'm like, don't call me Mr., okay? Those kind of things were just awesome. With Michael, I learned how to moonwalk. I learned how to walk backwards and interview him, going up and down every hallway in every arena. And we went overseas and covered them in Paris when they were in the McDonald's championship, playing all those European teams. It was just mind-boggling. And my relationship with Michael, I'd like to think, was really good. I gave him a lot of shit. I remember, again, with music, he'd be going down the hallway with headsets on, and everybody would be asking, what are you listening to? And he'd say, The Whispers. And nobody knew who The Whispers were. I go, Mike, Walter and Scotty, boom, give me that. And I name all their hits. He's like, dude, I'm with you. And so we bonded over music, but I always made him laugh. I made fun of him. I always got in his face and busted his ass all the time. And I think he appreciated that because I think he was tired of people kissing his ass all the time. I remember when he was playing with the Sox and down in Sarasota for spring training, and the mob of reporters would just follow him from the indoor batting cage to the outdoor batting cage, from the dugout to the outfield. It was nonstop. Everybody asking the same questions, and just they felt like, oh, we got to keep getting as much as we can. I finally did this bit where I'm walking with him, and I go, Mike, you got to stop following me around. Honest to God, I got work to do here. I got other people to interview. And he went right along with it. So I have so many great memories and so many stories. If you had 3 hours, we could do a podcast about all the stuff that no one saw was really crazy, sick, twisted stuff.
The offer's on the table, Mark.
Yeah, we'll do it, Mark. Don't kid yourself. We'll do
on
it.
The table.
I don't know if the statute of limitations have run out. They could still come and kick my ass, you know. But
That's okay. We'll put it underneath Fat Mike.
We're
That
gonna
way you don't
put
have to
you in a
worry about it.
secluded area.
Yeah.
You know,
Put
out
it
in the fucking wilderness
underneath Fat
somewhere.
Mike with
We'll
anonymous
blur
guests.
out his head and like give him one of those voice changers.
You
like
one of
they
those
do on
weird
those
voices where you sound like this.
There you go.
Oh, there is a guy's code, so we got to stick with the code.
That's right.
Now, Mark, we know that you've been in the game a long time. You said in the early 80s all the way up to just as of recently.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you regret during that time of you doing sports?
Yes.
In sports broadcasting?
That's a great question. Not sit there and say, you know, do the proverbial smell the roses. I mean, I didn't do enough of, wow, look what I'm involved in. Wow, this is amazing. I am a witness to history. I'm part of history in some way. I mean, oh my God, this is so awesome. I didn't take enough time to stop and appreciate where I was and what I was doing and what I was part of, because I was one of these focus-driven guys, like on to the next live shot. Got to get that interview. Can't get beat on that story. Okay, got to write this package. Okay, here's the itinerary. Boom, got to be at the ballpark at this time. Got to be at the rink. Okay, can't have any technical stuff go wrong. Check this, check that. And I always wanted everything to be perfect in the most imperfect business you could be in. Things are going to go wrong. You're doing live television. But I was so focused on trying to kick the competition's ass, try to come up with something clever and funny, that I didn't really get to take it all in. And I wish I could go back and just take a time out and go, wow, look what I'm doing. Look where I am. And look what I'm witnessing live. I'm not sitting on the couch watching this on television or watching a highlight replay. I'm watching this live. I'm 2 feet away. I'm in the dugout. I'm on the boards. I'm on the sideline. You know, I'm on the baseline. It's something I truly regret. I wish I would have enjoyed it more and saved more stuff. Like, I'm not a memorabilia guy, but all of a sudden in my old age, it's like, damn, I wish I would have saved that stuff. Also, I lost all my videotapes, all the stuff of me, my first radio gig in Dayton when I was in college, when I was 19 years old. All the TV tapes of Dayton, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, NBC and ABC. I lived in 3 houses on the North Shore, and every single one of them had the basement flood, and I lost stuff. And now, TV stations now, they don't archive stuff. We used to have file tapes that you'd save forever. It'd be like Raiders of the Lost Ark, you know, filed away with thousands of other tapes. Now they save shows for a week, and then it's gone. It's off to Jupiter. So those are the 2 things. Wish I had the memorabilia and the video memories, and wish I would have taken more time to enjoy exactly what I was doing.
Which champ? Go ahead, Alan. Looks like you got some. Go ahead, man.
I mean, I'm going to go oppo these guys, Mark. I'm going to ask you, who's the biggest jackass that you ever had to deal with, and what's your worst experience? Because, like you said, I'm not here smelling all the roses. I know that you got some good ones for us. I definitely know that.
Oh, my God. You know what? I should have spent time thinking of this. There are a lot of total jags. A lot.
I know you got a list.
All players were real prima donnas.
Yeah.
I heard Keith Hernandez is a dickhead.
Peter Albert Bell, too. That's the one I always hear.
Yeah. Oh, Albert Bell. He was terrifying. You didn't want to hear him. I mean, he had to be so roided up. He was just a bad guy. He was just a bad guy.
I bet David Schuster tells that a couple times. He's been afraid of him.
I was up at, was it AU Sports up in Morton Grove with David.
Scott Beatty.
Yeah. We're there doing music and sports trivia all day. We ordered a pizza. It was fantastic. But who else, man?
They have a show on our network called
the
Stuff Your Mom Threw Out.
I don't know if you guys remember this. Way back, Dennis Green was a great friend of mine. In fact, I tried to walk on the D1 football team at UD when I was a freshman. And he was a first-year coach. He was an assistant coach. He played running back at Iowa. He was a grad assistant there. He got his first paying job as an assistant at Dayton when it was D1 football. They put him in charge of walk-on tryouts. And there's like 45 of us. We'd run the agility drills. We'd run the 40. We won the 100. Okay, thanks. You're all cut. And, of course, me being the ass that I am. I go, Coach, we didn't even scrimmage. We didn't do anything. And he goes, look, let me be straight with you. We never take any walk-ons. It's just an NCAA requirement to block out one. The other thing is I don't need any 5'11", 180-pound slow white guys. Okay? So fast forward 100 years, I got a job at Channel 5. Dennis Green's the head coach at Northwestern. I'm doing the coaches show because Chet Kopik's like, I'm not doing that show. They lost like 27 in a row. And I told him that story, and he laughed. And he said, well, I'm paying for that because at Northwestern, all I got is 5'11", 180. Jack was his quarterback, Sandy Schwab, Charles Schwab's son.
Yeah.
So this guy is rich as shit. And he used to drive to the games in his BMW convertible with his frat boys, never ride the team bus, never hung out with his teammates. I remember one day Warner Saunders was in sports with me at Channel 5. He went to cover a Northwestern game. He's in the post-game thing in the locker room, and Schwab turns around. He's like, who might you be? And here's Warner Saunders, former Globetrotter who had been on the air in Chicago as a community activist, a news anchor, and a sports anchor. I thought Warner was going to drop him, and he should have. He was the classic arrogant, smug, pompous, rich kid. And everybody on his team hated him. So that was one guy that comes to mind. That was kind of my first introduction. But there were so many, and that's why it's so refreshing to have guys like Anthony Rizzo. And, you know, most hockey guys, like I say, are the best. They're the most regular. They're the coolest. They don't have a lot to say, but it's total access. They grew up as farm kids in Canada, the most down-to-earth regular guys in the world. NBA players and Major League Baseball players, I think, could be really tough. Olin Kreutz was a prick. You know, when he was playing for the Bears, he hated them. Who else? I mean, a lot of the guys didn't trust the media, and for good reason in some cases, because we would always take shots. We'd take stuff out of context. We'd take the best soundbite. It was kind of an uneasy relationship. You had to prove yourself to them for them to trust you. But, you know, I wish I had more names. I should have done my homework on that. But the nice guys stand out more than the pricks because, you know, you stand there at somebody's locker all day, you know, waiting for them. They never show up. They throw a fit. You know, they try to intimidate you and get in your face. So, you know, it was all part of the job.
We'll have to have you back and have you have a nice little top 10 list of
biggest
jack-offs in Chicago sports history.
Mark, we really do appreciate you coming on with us, my man. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. Sorry we kept you a little bit longer than what we thought, but I really do appreciate you coming on with us, man. I really do. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, you guys are awesome. I'd love another invitation. Hey, listen, I'd stay on all night, except I got to go to bed and make the 4:30 Old Country buffet. You know, I'm retired. I don't know what to do.
Old Country, are they open that early? I don't think they're open.
They are.
I got my Chicago Fire shirt on. Remember that football league?
That's nice.
Nice.
I love that.
There you go.
My college roommate and I would hitchhike to Chicago every weekend. He had an internship with that World Football League team. And we helped draw up some of the promotional stuff. We had billboards made that said, "Where's the fire?" And we tried to come up with all cute gimmicks. And that's kind of how I got my start in sports, just by doing stuff like that.
That's kind of what we're trying to do.
That's awesome.
Same premise, man. Love it.
Hey, listen, guys.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
He froze.
Thank you again, Mark. Yeah, it was awesome having you, man. It was fantastic having you. I really do appreciate it. We will talk soon, and you be good.
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Fat Mike, you've had guests on where like the mainstream conventional TV and radio stations have used your interviews, and I think that's a tribute to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you. I really do appreciate that.
It was extremely easy for me to get Jim McMahon, by the way. He was dying to talk, so it wasn't that hard to do.
Wow.
I could get him for you to, like, right now, he'd probably jump on if I told him to. Like, he's itching to talk shit about our Bears. He can't stand them, man.
I know, but the great positive thing about that, He is the poster boy for medical marijuana.
Yeah, he is.
Got his brain intact now. He's doing great.
He's actually supposed to come out to our golf outing. He said he was going to bring some really good weed. And we were going to compare it with the Chicago weed.
Going to send me an invitation or what?
You're more than welcome to come.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'll have Mike get that over to you. Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to get all the guys.
I'll shoot you over all the info, Mark.
I'm not sure you can call what Alan and I will be doing golfing, but we'll be out there swinging a club around.
It's going to get fucked up probably.
Either, but we can call it the 2-hit pot open.
There you go.
Right. I like it.
I love it.
There we go. I'm game. I'm game. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks so much, Mark. We'll be talking soon, my friend.
My pleasure.
Have a good one, man. All right, man. Mark Giangreco on with us, man.
Mike is over here.
Man, it's been a busy night, man. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try and load up. You guys go ahead. Go continue.
No, it's all right. Okay. Well,
you mic dropped. Well, I think we should probably real quick have a quick sponsor break from Mark Berardi.
Yeah.
I don't have his info on me, but I hear he's a hell of a good lawyer around that area.
I've heard that
Angelo
too.
knows a little bit more about him than I do, but all I know is one thing.
Call Mark Berardi, the best fucking lawyer in town.
And that's all you need to know.
That's right. Call him, the best lawyer in town. Do you want to run the White Oaks too, just to get that out?
Absolutely.
Did we do White Oaks yet? No,
we have not. That's actually where our guy Mike is going to get married soon.
Right.
So if you haven't, or if you need that around, believe the Michigan City area, make sure you give them a call. And here's that.
Honey, will you marry me?
Yes.
Let's get out of here.
Come to Indiana's premier venue. Come to the farm. Come see all the wildlife. Come to White Oak Farm Venue in Michigan City, Indiana.
Come to our 80-acre sanctuary right off I-94 in Michigan City, Indiana.
Come see all we have to offer from 2 brand new Amish-built barns with climate control.
Come see the ponds with beautiful waterfalls, meadows and wildflowers, and so much more.
Come see our secluded venue. After you enter our private road, you'll be in your own world away from it all, with outdoor ceremony spaces, wood-fired pizza ovens, and lots of fresh air.
Come enjoy Northwest Indiana's premier wedding venue, where you gather with your family and friends. Stretch your legs and enjoy the most memorable day of your life.
Visit White Oak Farm Venue at whiteoakfarmvenue.com or on Facebook/Instagram.
Well, Mike is still not back, but that's okay. You know what? Okay. So I'm a little bummed, right? Like we could have had so much more conversation with both of those guys, J Hood and Mark.
Went all night.
Oh yeah, we could have. And I'll tell you, man, Mark for sure could have kept us for another hour, 2 hours, just talking sports. Oh, hey, Mike.
Angelo, it's like I told you right before we went on tonight, especially like Jonathan Hood. I used to listen to him by himself, and that man can talk and have a conversation by himself and keep everyone riveted. Mark Giangreco, same way, just professional as they come.
Yep.
Just amazing people to talk to. I wish we could have went another hour.
It would have been awesome. I wish I would have scheduled time enough to have enough time with both of those guys tonight. But those guys are busy as well.
Right.
And by the way, I am back. And by the way, fuck DirecTV.
I think a night where we would have had one and then the other the next night would have been a little better, because then we could have had him for a little bit longer. I mean, right. Well, there was so much we wanted to talk to with Mark. We didn't even get into sports.
Right. Yeah. I mean, not really. Listen, I've been talking with Mark now for months, man. Like, just kind of bullshitting with him. I'd call him to the radio station, be like, "Hey, Marky, when you coming on, baby? Marky, baby, when you coming on?" Like, trying to do like the old swingers thing, be like, "Hey, baby," you know what I mean? And like just kind of fuck with him a little bit. And like that's kind of how him and I have grown our relationship over the past couple of months. And he's such a down to earth guy, man. Yes. I mean, you're talking about. I'm not trying to spill his thing, but he was one of the highest rated sports anchors. He was the highest rated sports anchor.
There you go.
in all of the United States at one point.
And there's a reason for that.
There's a reason for that, because that guy was fucking cutthroat. He did his deal. He made his platform amazing, and that's Mark Giangreco for you. And he's such a great dude to have him take the time out of his day and hop on with us. 3 fucking palookas who barely even, we don't know sports like Mark Giangreco does. We don't know sports like J Hood does. All right, they live this day in, day out. They breathe sports. For those guys to hop on with us tonight, and I'm not excluding J Hood on this note either. All right, I'm not excluding him. For those guys to hop on with us tonight was honestly a dream come true. It's awesome. I love both those guys. They're fucking fantastic.
We've had some cool guests from the Chicago broadcast system come through here. We had Carm, Yerk, Sylvie, but it's always cool to get guys like Mark and J Hood and Cap who have done more than just the broadcast. They've been in and around locker rooms all over, witnessed big championships for every team. It's cool to get that type of insight. And then you can really tell when you talk to them, they're just like so normal. You wouldn't expect it from people who have seen so much to just be regular fucking guys that just shoot the shit and talk sports.
Well, another one of those guys is David Schuster. I mean, we got one of those guys on our team. David Schuster has witnessed every single Chicago championship since 1985. He's been there. He's been to all of them.
And I'm pretty sure Les Grobstein was there when they invented the Bears too, right?
Yeah. When they invented sports as a whole.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He was there when they made sports a word. What is this? It's sports. Oh, okay.
I talked to Les the other day, actually, about the beer snake, and surprisingly, he actually likes it. He said the wave is stupid, but he loves the beer snake. He laughed. He thinks that it's a Chicago staple. He thinks that it was possibly made here as well.
It probably could have been.
He could be right, because we are some dumb drunks around here that like to do stupid shit. So that's what we do, baby.
Chicago, number one in drunks.
Shout out for your jokes, Alan.
That's my buddy Chris. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He's my number one troll fan.
We can have Mark is a jack of all trades. He can come on again. We can keep him for 3 hours, and then he can just bust out logos and shit for all of us. It's cool,
right? I'm not even a joke. I'm gonna say, Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show with Fat Mike and Angelo with Anonymous, and just have him talk to shit about everybody.
Like in those documentaries on like A&E where it's like, yeah, I used to steal people's social security numbers.
We'll call him Gark, me, and Greco.
Yeah. I like
Gark, me, and Greco.
Oh, man, I love it.
I like it.
That's like my impersonation of Charles Barkley. My impersonation. Am I glitching again, motherfucker?
Actually, like you had a good Barkley one tonight. I was pretty surprised.
No, my Charles Barkley. It's not Charles Barkley. It's Buck Sharkley.
Buck Sharkley.
I tell you, this is ridiculous. I tell you, that's
Dude, did you guys hear that he's stepping away from inside the NBA?
Man,
whenever he turned 60, he wanted to get away because of the cancel culture, all that good stuff.
It's because I have to deal with Shaq every day, man. You try to.
Dude, that show is one of my favorite shows to watch.
Shaq is absolutely ridiculous.
He's
terrible. You try working with Shaq 4 times a week. It's terrible. I tell you.
Shaq 4 times. Shaq, if you're watching, jump on with us.
Severely down.
He's ridiculous.
That would be a fun show, right? Shaq and Charles on at the same time.
Those are guys. Next week we have Shaq and Charles Barkley joining us.
Uncensored.
Guys, next week we have Shaq and Charles Barkley joining us. Make sure you guys chime in next week.
So one of them can call the other one a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And not get in trouble.
He's fucking terrible. I tell you. He's fucking
Hey, Chuck, how many rings you got, Chuck? How many rings you got,
fucking
Chuck?
nimwit idiot. Fucking stupid. I tell you, you're fucking terrible, Shaq. You're terrible.
Yo, it's just all Shaq has to do is just throw the rings at. How many rings you got, Chuck? Huh? How many? Yo, y'all see that Papa John's commercial with Shaq where he walks in with like the bogus wig?
And the little kid's like, I knew who you were.
I knew it was.
Like, you're not fooling anybody.
He's like, it's just me.
You guys remember the old fucking
7'2" Shaq in the world? I mean, come on.
You guys remember
that's
the
what
old
makes
fucking...
Shaq great because he just does dumb, stupid shit like that, and it's funny. I love Shaq, man. He's one of my favorite dudes. to follow and to watch, man. Dude's a good dude. So
Do
Shaq,
you guys remember the old fucking Mad TV skits where the guy's like, "Hi,
Yes.
my name is Shaq, and when I win,
He had like the eye that
when
went
I win my
sideways.
5th NBA title, I will say, can you dig it as much as you like? Can you dig it?" And he's like holding up 4 fingers instead of 5.
Yeah, I used to watch that shit all the time.
And when I win my 4th NBA title, I will say, "Can you dig it as much as I like? Can you dig it?"
And his eye went sideways.
And he's all like,
Ooh. Shit was
"Fucking
hilarious.
shit was funny, man."
yo, he played for a lot of teams.
Yeah, dude. Okay, can you?
Like,
can
I
you
went
name
through-
Can we name them all? Go ahead. Can you name
All
them
right,
all?
so
I
it
can.
was Orlando,
Yep.
Los Angeles,
Yep.
Miami,
Yep.
Phoenix,
Yep.
Yep.
Cleveland,
Yep.
Yep.
and then the Celtics. And I
Yep.
think that was it, right?
Right. Ding, ding, ding. You're
Bro,
right.
Is that all
Shaq
of
is
them?
my dude. I love
100%,
Shaq. I did a fucking
100%.
report
Okay,
on
now
Shaq.
bigger
Hold
yet.
on. I did a report on Shaq when I was in freshman speech class. And in this report, we had to bring like something to represent our project, and mine was on
a
Shaq.
cactus.
No, I had a big ass cardboard cutout of myself. Like I traced myself. I put my fucking Shaq jersey on it, and I printed out a printed picture of Shaq's face, and I just taped that sucker right on there. Brought that fucking thing in with me to class. Shaq has been my idol forever, man. I love Shaq.
A cactus.
That was his nickname, the Big Shaqtus. Remember?
Oh,
When he was in Phoenix.
Diesel.
No,
Oh,
that was
yeah, that's right.
He was the
yeah.
Big
Yo, he
Shaqtus.
was still pretty solid in Phoenix, though.
Eh,
Huh?
He was still a pretty
Yeah.
good player in Phoenix.
he was kind of
Yeah.
coming down at that point. Like
He was
Yeah,
coming down when he went to Miami.
but
like that was the big Steve Nash get. Like that's when he was the GM of the Suns, and like he was like up in the stands, and he was like everybody was cheering because he was getting ready to like sign with him and shit. And I'm like, he's not the same guy. He's
All right.
Grandpa Shaq.
All right, go ahead. What was his name? What was? All right. Oh my God, he's got a fuck ton of them. All right. What was his nickname in Boston? Can you tell me
Big
that?
Shamrock.
Big Shamrock.
There you go. There you go.
What are you doing here?
God,
What
Angela's
was-
like the super
What was
fan.
I told you, I love Shaq.
Dude, he's got so
Hashtag
much.
How many
Shaq
kids does he
to
have?
12,
Dude,
52.
he has
I think he has
legitimately.
9 kids.
He's got like fucking 1,500 nicknames. The
Yeah.
Big Shamrock, the Diesel, the Real Deal,
No,
Wo-
Shaq doesn't have 9 kids.
Chamber
He's got
Measy,
5.
Witness Protection, the Big
Wasn't he
Equations,
Superman too at one time?
Superman,
Yeah,
the
he
Big
was he
Twitterer,
was the first one.
the Big Shactus, the Big Shamrock, the Big IPO, the Big Leprechaun, the Big Maravich,
The big
big-
anything, and it's Shaq.
the Big Galacticus. I don't remember.
The big anything with him, basically.
What?
Shaq's
Wow.
actually, I
big
believe,
in every other
This may
fucking
be a
word.
dick nickname. This may be a dick nickname. The Big Banana.
The big banana. Okay, that's his porn name apparently.
Yeah. Superman,
You
Shakovic.
never know with Shaq. He's doing everything.
I've never heard of this one. I think this is fake. Osama bin
might-
Shaq.
That's You need to stop.
Yeah.
That shit's gone too far.
Shaq
That's definitely
Fu.
not something.
Shaq Fu.
Y'all remember
Jack Phillip.
Shazam?
Shazam. Yeah.
Oh, dude, remember he was also called the Big Aristotle. Remember that? Where
Yes,
the
he
fuck was he
was,
the Big
yeah.
Aristotle?
Cleveland?
I think
Maybe.
that's a Miami one, but maybe I'm wrong.
Could be. The Big
Oh, that Miami
Agave.
team was good. They had Shaq, Wade, Alonzo Mourning.
Udonis Haslam, who I think is still playing.
He's still playing.
He's like 110.
I swear to God.
Guy's
Terrence
fucking
Nichols.
living
Terrence Nichols. The Big Banana.
Big
Quit. I
Banana,
swear to God.
quit.
Google it. Google Shaq
on,
nicknames. They all
Terrence.
come up. They all come up. Big
We are
Banana
the
is on
hard
that
hitting
fucking thing.
detectives on this show.
Yeah,
Mike.
we do fucking research here. We do
Mike,
hard hitting
Mike
journalism.
asked some down to Jim Cornelison if he had swallowed 96 hot dogs.
Whoa, no.
Wikipedia said that.
Yeah, Wikipedia
Right, because-
said it.
but we got to the bottom of it. We found out that it was not.
We found out that that Jim Cornelison lied to us, and he did eat 98 hot dogs in a row. And now he's in witness protection from eating 98 hot dogs in a row.
Speaking of that, I haven't tweeted
the
about
big felon,
him
the
in
big
like-
daddy.
Look, it is right here. Hold up. Let's see if we can zoom in on
I
it.
told you, the big banana. I'm not lying.
Where is it? Right there.
Right there, the big banana.
Big banana.
Yeah, it does.
It is
I
there.
fucking swear to God, it's on Google, man.
I'm gonna have to tweet Shaq and ask him why
Google
you call
cannot
it the
lie.
big banana.
I mean,
he says you made that shit up.
I swear to God, I didn't make that shit up. It's on the Shaq nicknames.
Real talk, Tim.
Man. All right, I'll tell you,
the big
this
felon.
got really off the rail.
The show always goes off the rail after our guests are gone.
Yeah, I know, but it's awesome though. That's the fun part about it. It's fucking super cool about that. I like that. The big banana though. Good Lord. What other ones has he got here? This is fucking hysterical. The big agave, the big Aristotle, the big banana, the big berry schnikov, the big berry schnikov.
Watch yourself there, Mike.
Yeah.
Watch yourself right there, Mike.
The big conductor, the big cordially, the big daddy, the big felon, the big field general, the big Galacticus, the big IPO, the big.
That's actually
no, it's not. That's
Come
fucking
on.
fake.
You think I'm not gonna bring this shit up? It's right here.
Manny Shacquiao.
I feel like there's just a random person that's just making this shit up and just like writing it on a page.
Yeah, he's just putting shit out there. At
Terrence
this point.
loves it.
He's just putting. Somebody's just making up Shaq nicknames right now.
With us. They're like, yeah, these
The
Jack
big
Allen's
toad.
gonna look
The
for
big
it.
the big toad.
The big Shakisha.
the big foot. He does have a big foot.
He does.
Yeah,
dude. There used to be
or something.
Yeah, there used to be a bar out here out in like the Joliet area called Heroes and Legends. Now it's called Heroes. But back in I haven't been there in fucking years. They used to have a Shaq shoe, not a Shaq Fu. Everybody, I said a Shaq shoe. Fucking thing was like a size 23. The thing was like this fucking big, dude. It was huge. It was absolutely enormous.
That's what she said.
Come on.
Well, that's Walt. Hence the nickname, the Big Banana.
I've wanted to do that on air for so long.
Hence the nickname, the Big Banana.
Size 22 is his foot. That's
22.
insane.
Okay.
I wear a size 13. That's 10 inches. That's 10 sizes bigger than my foot.
I wear a 13 too. Yeah, that's the same.
You know what they say about big shoes, right?
Yep.
Yeah, big socks, baby.
Big socks.
Big socks, yeah.
Big ass socks.
You hit your toe on everything in the fucking world. I bet Shaq be busting his fucking pinky toe on everything. He probably got to wear shoes all the time.
Shaq Daddy. The Big Berry Schnikov. I don't remember.
Stop with that one.
That's what he was called. I know, but that's what he was called in Phoenix.
That's the one.
The Big Aristotle. The Big Aristotle. I remember that. The Big Shamrock. I remember that. Wilt Chamberneezy O'Neal. I don't know. Shaquille Wilt Chamberneezy O'Neal.
Wilt Chamberneezy. What is that? A Snoop Dogg one?
No, seriously. Shaquille Wilt Chamberneezy O'Neal.
Bro, he's right. I've seen that on the list. It's on
That's
the
crazy. I've never heard that one.
Shaq Fu, I've heard of. Cake. Shaquille Cake O'Neal.
Did you know Shaq was 6'4" at the age of 10?
He was probably like 5'6" when he came out. Like literally,
yeah,
exploded out of his
that would have
mouth.
been a rough birth, I would think.
Right? We're gonna have a C-section on this
He
one.
was 5'8", 210 pounds as an infant.
His poor mom.
Jesus.
I ain't having no more kids. This is it.
Well, this show's off the
I'm
rail.
done.
Before we end out, guys, I got a quick little sponsor from our guys over at White Oak Farm.
We already did it.
Michigan
We
State.
did it. We did it. We did
Oh
it.
shit! Well, guess
Way
what?
ahead, you.
I fucking suck. So there
We didn't
go.
know if you were coming back. So
Yeah, so we wanted to do it.
yeah. So I have to say,
Well, thank
Mike,
you guys. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having shitty internet so I could sit in on this.
That's the
I
only
wasn't
reason
supposed to,
I was gonna
but
drop
thank you.
Alan off once you got back, and I was like, well,
Fuck it,
maybe
let's
we
go.
should keep him on just in case Mike
So Mike,
freezes up again.
No, my
you
internet's
just
terrible
keep on
right
with
now.
these horrible internet so I can just
You know what?
have great conversations.
I'm
Call
calling
him live on
DirecTV
the
tomorrow.
air. We should
You know
call
what? Let's do
DirecTV
it.
next Wednesday
Fucking
live.
tomorrow night. We have no
not.
shows tomorrow night.
Let's not.
We have no
We
shows.
should.
No, we're doing it.
Be like, hello,
Live tomorrow night.
talk about how
Live tomorrow
shitty
night,
your-
7
Sponsored by
p.m. Central
DirecTV.
Standard Time. Fat Mike calls DirecTV and throws a fucking shit fit.
I can't believe people are still watching us.
Yo, because we're funny, man. Come on.
It's amazing.
Dude, I am going to shit all over DirecTV. I'm so fucking sick of this bullshit. It's not
I'm
even
telling
funny.
you, controversy creates cash.
Mike.
I need to get Jay Hood on when I do the wrestling show. That's what I know. I wanted to ask him questions about that. Mike, where's your fucking backboard? You're not cool enough to have lights like me or what?
I'm
waiting
waiting for like the monster
DirecTV.
and like
DirecTV.
come out and like grab Mike. It's super dark behind you, Mike.
Every time he goes back,
power went out.
every time he would sit back, it
DirecTV.
was like he looks like Annabelle in a corner. Every time he
Yeah,
sit
that's what
back.
I'm saying. So last week, when I was producing the Chicago Clubhouse, it was really dark, and like after the show, we were just talking, and one of the hosts goes, "Do you have a little kid next to you?" Because it was super dark, and all you can see is bright.
Yo, that would be creepy
Like,
as
he's
hell.
like, "Is there a little kid standing next to you?" I just lost it. Like, oh man.
Yeah,
Brian
dude.
Urlacher without
You should
it.
have been like, yeah, I don't know where the fuck it came from. What should I do with
What
him?
do you mean? I don't see anybody. What are you talking about? It's great.
Like, yeah, dude,
Yo,
what the
next
fuck
week
should I
we
do with
should
him?
we
He
should
won't leave.
let some people come on like we did that one show, Mike.
Yeah.
Where we
I'm cool with
brought
that.
on some people with us to just
Well, next
talk
week,
some
next
bullshit.
week, next week, we actually do have a nice show. We got Eric Soderholm coming on from the Southside Hitmen, coming on and joining us. He was part of the early late '70s, early '80s Sox teams. He was a part of the Southside Hitmen. Get his take on what these pitchers and all this spider tech stuff, because he was a big home run hitter for those Sox teams. And then we also have August Doozer joining us. He was one of the guys he was the original Grabowski. He was the original Chicago Bears super fan. And that's what they did about that's what they made the Saturday Night Live special about. So this should be fun.
Zero weed in me, and I'm still
I'm fucking
retarded.
jamming out over here like I'm in a fucking rave or some shit.
But no, I'm very interested in that interview next week. It's going to be a good one. I'm
It
excited.
should be a lot of fun. It should be. It should be a lot of fucking fun.
We should have had J Hood go, "Oh God," before he left, man. That'd have had me fucking rolling.
He'll be back, and Mike will be very
back.
nice, and he will definitely get a hold of him for you, Angelo, about that wrestling show. I know he will.
Yes.
Because Mike's a nice guy.
So
as Mike rolls his eyes.
I'll just hit him up on
nice guy.
Twitter. I'll bug him every fucking day. I'll be like, "Hey J Hood, you want to come on my wrestling show? Hey J Hood, you want to come on my wrestling show?"
Hey Jay Hood, you want to talk about sweaty men in tights?
Hey, fuck off for one.
He actually had
Hey
a
Jay
very
Hood,
good
hey Jay
little
Hood, do
thing
you want
he
to
did
talk about sweaty muscular men in underwear?
I liked how he was
Grappling
talking
each
about
other
Kevin
and
Durant
tossing each other all over a
was
mat in the
like-
middle of a 4-square ring.
is like Hulk Hogan is, like when he switched to NWO. Like that's what Kevin Durant is now. Like
Yeah, he's
the fucking bad
NWO
guy.
Hogan.
But he's still the best. Like
He
he's still
dropped
he's
that
still the best
fucking
player in
leg
the
right
league.
on the fucking Macho
Oh
Man.
man, he was killing.
You
it.
know, speaking of, really quick,
What?
the Hulk Hogan leg drop has to be the worst finishing move of all
I know,
time.
right?
I know.
It's so fucking lame.
Everybody else does it too, like as
So-
a regular move.
Yep.
And then like for some reason
And
his is like
It's
so
because
much more
Hogan
powerful.
was
Yeah,
built
because
to be a
Hulk, what does he have, like
superhero. That's what he
fucking?
was.
He's got, like,
yeah.
That's what he was built to
80
be.
inch
Was he was
python
built to
legs,
be-
brother.
It is seriously the worst
You know?
finishing
If
move.
you
in
watch
wrestling
any of
history.
Hogan's matches, it's always Hogan getting his ass kicked for the whole match, except
Yeah.
like the last minute.
And then he's like,
And then he hulks up, fucking no, yep, hit, big
yeah.
slam, big boot, leg drop. That's the end of the match, and it's over. Send the people home happy.
My God. I mean, there were some bad finishing moves, but that one is like, it's like, I'd watch other wrestlers do it, and I'm like, well, why doesn't it work when they do it? Like, why
Yo,
does he
that's
get
gonna
up
be a
when they
segment
do
on our show. Is like
God.
favorite finishing maneuvers. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, Stone Cold Stunner all day.
Fuck that. That's lame.
That's
gotta
gotta
be-
be. It comes
Hulk
out of
Hogan.
nowhere all the time. Like
like-
just at a drop of a hat, he's just like, oh, boom, Stunner. Like he
The
just
sweet
fucking out of
chin,
nowhere.
the sweet chin music by Shawn
Sweet
Michaels.
Chin music was good. Sweet Chin,
Amanda
the Stone
Ball.
Cold Stunner is the best.
What about the mandible claw where like
with the sock that he would have?
Like he took the sock and rammed it down your throat.
Socko and just fucking right in your throat.
just ram your fingers down your throat.
Even the Macho Man was good though, dude.
Dude, Macho Man's elbow was
the flying elbow, fucking boom,
right?
Or like the the British Bulldog, he'd stand you up and fucking just boom, drive you down.
And you gotta have Goldberg and the spear and like all that. Like
Goldberg's the reason Bret Hart couldn't wrestle anymore because he fucking kicked him in the face, and gave him a fucking concussion.
Thank God somebody did.
Hey, by the way, whatever happened to Shawn Michaels' eye?
Well, he's just got a lazy eye.
Like,
yeah, but what
fuck you? I got a lazy eye, and I have to wear glasses. Otherwise, I look like fucking Forrest Whitaker over here.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yo, there is actually a song. There is actually a song called Forrest Whitaker. I believe it's by a guy named Brother Ali. It's a good shit. You should listen to it. It's
as good as what I just did there. Fucking beatboxing. That was awesome. That was
You're
awesome
awful.
beatboxing, dude.
You're the worst.
I feel like Mike has no fucking rhythm at all when he's dancing.
Got two left feet.
Dancing? No, dude, I can't fucking dance. Look at the size.
He does the chicken dance. He's the guy at the wedding, and like when they play the chicken dance, he's like, "Oh yeah, let's go."
Whatever song it is. Whatever song it is, I just do the Macarena.
Every song.
Oh.
Like they're playing Gangster's Paradise, and Mike's like,
"Yo, that used to be. That was the first
jam."
Funny thing, that was the first song I ever got drunk listening to.
Every good
got the situation. They got me facing.
Had that song. Every
that We Fly High by Jim Jones. Oh yeah, Return of the Mac. That's one of my favorites. Return of the Mac
was a good one too. Yeah.
What about Who's the Mac by Ice Cube?
Or fucking. The worst one would probably be Cotton Eye Joe. That was the one where like everybody be grabbing
I've been
somebody.
saying it a long time ago. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Where'd you come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
Like, I used to have a guy that we used to just like find each other and we would go as hard as we could and just run in circles and just fucking go flying, like break our hips and shit. We're dumbass kids. Stupid fucking kids, man. Love it. I think it's time to call it a wrap, guys.
Yo, we still got people watching.
What do you
gotta
think?
keep our audience.
We don't have anybody chatting anymore, though. I think we've run out of things to talk about.
Yeah, it's time to get the fuck out of here. It's time to get out of here. Fat Mike's got to get up early, and we got a busy weekend. I got a busy weekend, guys. The Fat Mike beer is being released.
You do.
I gotta get all my.
I'm excited about that. So
the star of the show. Oh, Alan, yay! Hey.
I'm fully expecting Mike for you to send me some beer since I probably can't make it.
We gotta be here, man. We gotta be here. You guys can make it to be awesome. If not, no biggie.
Yeah,
I can't be here. I gotta work on Friday. You didn't plan that shit out. You should have told me 2 weeks ahead of time.
We didn't. I didn't know when the for sure release date was going to be.
Well,
so that's my fault.
Could have pushed the fucking summer release party a little bit later.
Long story, but no, I couldn't. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll make sure that all you guys have a 4-pack with your name on it.
A rooftop party for the clubhouse has their sponsor. It's another beer company that they were doing. So I'm going to be starting to get really drunk a lot.
How's that different than
both of our fucking
other days?
My other network has a beer sponsor. We have a fabulous sponsor here, Nick and Ivy Brewery. I mean, I'm going to be a drunk piece of shit all the time. I love it. I don't know, Terrence. I don't know if I'm coming in or not. I have a prior engagement, but I'm going to try.
I'm actually going to try and swing on up there tomorrow. Honestly, I really am. I'm going to try swinging on up there.
Supposed to have Warren Sapp there, from what his buddy told me.
I'm going to try swinging on up there. It all depends on what time I get done with work.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet. I just don't know.
Pretty sure that might.
Before we go, why don't we tell everybody where they can find you, Fat Mike?
You can find me on Twitter at Fat Mike Chicago. You can find me on Facebook, Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. And then now, Alan, where can everybody find you?
You can find me in St. Louis. You can find me on Twitter at Alan__2_ Bratcher.
Oh, Jesus. You're just making it fucking complicated.
I had to do two. Somebody had one.
What a dick.
Are you serious? There's two underscores on your shit on Twitter?
Underscores because my old account that I got locked out of had one. So I had to remake it. So I want to make it impossible for people to follow me. So I have the least amount of followers ever. And then Alan Bratcher at Facebook, just Alan Bratcher, and at Bears Fans with a Brain, and the admin of that group as well. And you can find me here on all these great podcasts, sitting in the back, just twiddling my fucking thumbs. What about you, Angelo?
I'm easy, man. You go to any social media platform. That's right, baby.
How many babies you got? We know.
Just not as many as I'd like. You can find me on any social media platform. Easy.
Wait a minute.
At Sport Court AC. Real simple, man. That's it.
Dude, buy a fucking television, bro.
How many more kids you want?
Well, man, I came from a big ass family. I had 4 sisters and 3 brothers, man. Not all from the same parent combination.
Well, how many kids do you want though?
I would love to have 2 more, but at least 1 more would be cool.
What do you have right now? 3?
No, I have 2.
2, okay.
I have my stepson,
you want to have
who
5.
is basically mine, and my other son, who is mine. So I'll have 2. I have 2 right now. I would like to add a 3rd to the mix. Maybe try for a girl.
Oh God,
dude, you know what you need to do?
I don't want to hear your idea.
You don't want mine and Mike ideas about.
I know.
You need to pick up a hobby. Start building
I fucking
building ships in a bottle or something. Start building ships in a bottle.
2 hours. No,
start fucking, dude. Just start baiting more.
Just call me Drew Barrymore.
No, I'm saying start baiting more.
He said bait.
Start baiting Drew Barrymore. I was like, what?
No,
the
start
fuck?
baiting more.
I'm cool. I don't know.
Ships in a bottle.
There's difference.
Fucking
I'd like
vacuum.
I'd like
watch
myself
TV.
to make children. It's like, hey, I made children.
Yeah, great, good job.
That
Bozo button for you, buddy.
That's what's up.
Just like our buddy Paul would say.
Fire.
Yeah.
Just like our good buddy Paul says, he can still do anything he wants because he has a baby. So.
Paul's listen.
He plays
Paul's
36
awesome.
holes when Mike only plays 18.
Yep.
I mean, I never understood that. That's for a different show. But I know you guys are like, I could do whatever I want. Bro, I could do whatever the fuck I want. You
could just pick up today.
You just pick up today and
you just go to Turkey right now.
Well, I don't want to go to Turkey. So why would I want to go there?
But
no. You said anything you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Anything you want to. I don't want to go to fucking Turkey.
No, you just
There's
want
no
to
reason to go to fucking
Can you throw that kid in the trash and get away with it?
I don't want to throw him in the trash.
But could you?
Wait a minute, Mike. Can you?
Can you?
Can you throw his kid in the trash and get away with it?
Can you throw a dog in the trash
Yeah.
and get away with it? No. It's the same fucking thing. Y'all got to find dog sitters, cat sitters to watch your fucking dogs when you're out of town.
No, we don't.
Guess
They have
what?
there's places I pay for them to sit my dogs. Like, okay, here, my dogs are here for 10 days.
That's
I'm
what I was
outta
going to
here.
say. You still have
I
to
can't
pay
drop
people
off
to
my
watch them.
child. I can't drop off my child at some asshole's house and be like, hey, watch this piece of shit for 10 days.
You've never heard of babysitters, nannies? There's all kinds of things.
We have a dog grandma for that, so we don't.
Yeah, I got a dog grandma
Naomi's
for that, too.
parents. Naomi's parents. take the
I want to be a father. I enjoy
Well, that's great.
doing things with
Nothing
my
wrong
kids.
with it.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just
No, no, no.
I'm just
It's just
trying to
not
make
for
it. I'm
everybody.
just trying to say, y'all were like, well, I could do whatever I want. Like, bro, other
Yeah.
people want to do other things. So
Okay.
I
And
don't
that's okay,
want to
too.
go out and get drunk all the time. So
But
I
why
don't.
not?
That sounds very geared right towards me.
Yeah. It's
No,
like
I'm just
talking
saying
to you,
because I'm trying to think of other
I hope you
reasons.
choke on a fucking diaper, pal.
My kids aren't in diapers anymore.
Well,
But
if you have
What's
three
your
more,
next
they
one? I hope you
fucking will be.
fucking choke on it.
I don't know if that's going to happen. That's a sore subject.
Well, according to your lady, yeah, no, that's not happening.
It's a sore subject.
I think I've heard her say in the background.
Yeah, let's.
Fuck
Well,
no.
That's a sore subject. Let's talk about that off camera.
Fuck no.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anytime.
But
buddy.
we were trying to tell people where they could find me.
Oh yeah.
At
Where can we find you?
Oh, yeah, motherfucker. I'm
They
on
can find you at Sugar Daddy, multiple daddy,
I would have
underscore.
another baby.com.
You know what? I wonder if that's a place.
I guarantee
Farmers
you know
Mingle.
what? That's a good topic.
They got all kinds of
We can
Christian
figure that
Mingle, Farmers only up here. I guarantee you, up by me, this farmers only is probably fucking top 5.
It's probably hopping by. Well, yeah, like you guys have like
the dating site up in Wisconsin is Beards for Days.
You guys have like horse and buggy parking still, right? Like not a joke.
So there's like a 45-minute away town that has like horse and buggy parking. Yeah, for their
Beards
local,
for her. Beardsonher.com.
Beardsonher.com. It's fucked up. And we still got 5 people watching us. I applaud.
IWantABaby.com is a definite website.
You really Googled this shit?
There's a legit website called IWantABaby.com. I'm not joking.
Can you buy one?
Let's see
FBI is gonna be fucking
full
watching
service.
I want to see. Can I buy a baby?
There's a video about it too.
A baby.
There's a fucking. Hang on. I got you. Hold on. Watch this.
Oh my God! Babies for sale in Malaysia.
Bro, you guys are gonna get the FBI called, and they're gonna come busting in your houses.
Dude, you can buy a baby for $400.
Watch
That's
this.
fucked up.
There's a video on it.
Well, yeah, surrogacy. Hell yeah. What if this is a porno and we don't even know?
I like how they it's in the next clip. She's fucking deep throating the dude.
It's a very powerful video, guys.
Where did they find that fucking baby? Rewind the video. Where did they find the baby? In the woods?
IWantABaby.com.
No, time out. They're just like walking through the woods, and then they walk out of the woods with a baby.
Oh my God, that's
They're like, hey, let's go picnic. Look what we found.
See,
and they
even
have
Garrett says, like, you guys are a little over the top on being rude to people with babies. Just saying.
I'm just saying, there's a website for everything. So
next
if you
clip,
want
she's
another
fucking
baby,
gagging balls deep.
we have a place for you to go for if you want another baby, Angelo.
And the guy in the video is like this. She's like, no babies, no babies. She's
All right. On that note, I'm out. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Mike always goes to the line and then fucking crosses it. We'll see you guys next week.